Peace, y'all. You know who it is. Your boy Killah B, the goddamn Witchfinder General. Whip on this nigga ass again. You know how I keep doing it. And shout out to the brother Amuno Tep-Rock. Shout out that brother and shit. Tell him the goddamn truth. We're going to get into it tonight. A little unprepared. I just kind of found out about this. You can get it cracking and shit tonight. So start y'all with little Josh. It's all called Hoodwink. Listen close, y'all. Listen
he was called Lucifer.
Witchfinder General,
What did they say about the devil? About Lucifer?
Killing the people made him happy.
Cats always fall victim. See right through your prism and send them to the dark. Saw mesmerized by the heart. Where them demons go. Everyone who you call bro, or call bro. That's why cats around need to know. Y'all wanna put y'all in a box. Even insulting easy blocks. Calling time some brothers just for talking to another. Mercy be upon all brothers. Praise God cause the devil can't touch us. We wanna say we bad abroad? No. With your own words caught. You try and hide what you brought. I'm a Judah, I'm nothing. Funny how nothing got their minds bugging. Just like you stole Christmas. But they mad cause you won't bear false witness. They got cut and flip for the gymnast. Look how the legion move. Self-proclaimed cut paste fools. Wisdom say avoid fools. Cause if they don't listen, you the stools. There's a difference between firm and niggerish. Firm rebuke is what the sentence is. Take it back to hip-hop. Not oversized wooden flip-flops. They falling down off the tip-top. Big Ross is better off on the beat like Primos. Yahweh's words, man, do we need those? They save soul. Snatch your mind out control. Stand bold and no fold. They keep out on no doors. And they miss your rest. They'll balance checks so the wicked get it even. Even distribution, let downs and losing. Now your cleavers are heathen because he fell off with the teaching. I'm chilled out like a seal beaching. Enjoy the warm sun, not speaking, not preaching. Watch Allah do the reaching. Uncover answers that you were seeking. Find your way home. Here's the beacon. See the light here. Word, turn home. Y'all follow. A lot of cats out here traumatized. Yo, we need mind control. You know what I'm saying? Gotta wait. Always know. Yahweh fight. Praise those who have not. Don't be worried about what others got. Word. Let what he give you. Look at the wealth you have within. You know what I mean? He fills up your temple. Not any man. That's word. All praise to God, who is Almighty. Head nod. Thanks for the beat. Lobster Bill selection. Thanks for the track.
During these ceremonies, was Satan, the devil, ever referred to?
He was called Lucifer.
What did they say about the devil? About Lucifer?
Killing the people made him happy.
Cats always fall victim. See right through your prism and send them to the dark. Saw mesmerized by the heart. where them demons go. To everyone who you call bro, or call bro. That's why cats around need to know. Y'all wanna put y'all in a box. Even insulting ZZ blocks. Calling time some brothers just for talking to another. Mercy be upon all mothers. Praise y'all cause the devils can't touch us. We wanna say we bad or wrong, no. With your own words caught. You try and hide what you bought. I'm a Judah, I'm nothing. Funny how nothing got their minds bugging. Just like you stole Christmas. But they mad cause you won't bear false witness. They cut and flip more than gymnasts. Look how the Legion moves. Self-proclaimed cut paste fools. Wisdom say avoid fools. Cause if they don't listen, you the stools. There's a difference between firm and niggerish. Firm rebuke is what the sentence is. Take it back to hip-hop. Not oversized wooden flip-flops. Falling down off the tip-top. Rick Ross is better off on the beat like Primo's. Howard's words. Man, do we need those? They same soul. Snatch your mind out control. Stand bold and no fold. If you got on no dola and they miss your rest, they'll balance checks so the wicked get it even. Even distribution, let downs and losing. Now your cleavers are heathen because he fell off what you teaching. I'm chilled out like a seal beach. Enjoy the warm sun, not speaking, not preaching. Watch Allah through the region. Uncover answers that you were seeking. Find your way home. Here's the beacon. See the light here. Word. Turn home. Y'all follow. A lot of cats out here traumatized. Yo, these mind control. You know what I'm saying? Gotta wait always know. Yahweh fights. Praise God. Those who have not. Don't be worried about what you got. Word. That's what he gives you. Look at the wealth you have within. You know what I mean? He fills up your temple. Not any man. That's word. All praise to God. Who is Allah. There's none. Thanks for the beat. Lobster Bill selection. Thanks for the track.
And with our easy payment plan, $19.75 a month. You just put $20 on your credit card to send it to come your way. The Queen, not for once.
Please hit that like button on the way in. Please hit the share button and subscribe if you're not already. So, keep the screen up here. It's all for you. What you guys get this thing in. No, I got 2 people in the room. I'm happy with that. Shit. All right, so there was debate. Judah finally got his debate after ducking Chris Harris for 2 years. What's better for black people? The Torah or Ma'at, right? Y'all go back to some of our beginning videos when I first started. You're going to see that. Judah Natzarah has been running from Chris Harris and me, right? What in this debate? Chris like, let's go. We got to go on a big platform. We got to go on a big platform. Well, we all know who it does. All y'all that subscribe to me, you know what happened. You know what Judah Natzarah did. Duck and dive. Bob and weave. Just talk a lot of shit. Yeah, of course. Yeah, there's that one motherfucker that disliked. He's been doing that since I started. As soon as I hit the button and shit, that motherfucker disliked me right there. That motherfucker be right there. We all know who it is. We all know who it is and shit. That motherfucker can't stand when I hit that goddamn button. Peace, Lil. What's up, man? Bible Thumper, what's happening? So, Judah finally got his debate, and he thought he had a sucker. Motherfucker thought he had a sucker. But hey, P, you made it. That's right. A handful of popcorn. Don't drop none now. Don't drop none. Yeah, so, you know, that motherfucker was just watching. He dropped off. He bad the motherfucker. But, yeah, he finally got his debate, and I guess he didn't know who he was fucking with. Watch that nigga ass. It's 5:12 a.m. Thank you for hanging out with me there. Thank you for hanging out with me. That means a lot. Right? So, this motherfucker didn't know what he was getting himself into. He thought it was going to be some like run-of-the-mill nigga that left the cult, Hebrew Israelite cult, and started up his little bullshit and started fucking around with Kemet and shit. No. My man washed Judah's ass. We're going to get into it, man. His doctrine got exposed, and he got beat, and got caught lying to the people. Judah, like I've been saying, why are you lying to the people, Judah? Nigga always lying to the people, knowing goddamn well what you trying to teach is Kabbalah, nigga. You know goddamn well. Y'all gotta check out my other videos and stuff where I talk about the cults, how they'll steal things. Actually, I got something on my board with somebody doing the same thing. And it's like these cult leaders get a book from somewhere and they read the book and get their shit popping, right? But oh no, Killah B, the goddamn Witchfinder General is here, motherfucker. Witchfinder General is here to put an end to all the bullshit. If you think you're safe, shit. You'll find out what happened. That's right. Yeah, man. So, let's get right up. I'm going to play one clip first. It's a little short clip. No. Let's get into the fucking shit. Let's get right into the shit. Because it's in there. Right? So, let me get to the beginning of the part. You should see Judah's face, too. That nigga had to leave. That nigga had to get up. Oh, man. Oh, shit, I didn't read this. Right? Get into some shit here. Oh, first, I'm going to give you guys a free ebook here. Has a lot to do with this show here, so you guys can check this out. That's right, this thing is in process. Got that right. So make sure you guys check out this book. I haven't read it yet. I just got it today. And you can learn all about what Judah Natzarah is trying to teach. Not teaching, but he's trying to teach, right? And what these motherfuckers do, before I start this shit, is that they will steal things from other people and use it. And well, not only use it, say that it was given to them by God. We have heard Judah Natzarah say that multiple times. We have even heard Judah Natzarah say that UFOs follow him. And a big black UFO landed about the size of the house, landed and was waiting for him to get on. Yes, I shit you not. All you gotta do is check out my video. That's all you gotta do. That nigga said that shit. But he's so fucking retarded that he forgot that he told us that it was a sphere. It was a glowing ball that was following him. And all of a sudden he get it on side netter and forgot what the lie he told us before. That's one thing about lying, right? When you lie, you gotta remember that shit for the rest of your motherfucking life. You gotta remember it exactly for the rest of your motherfucking life. Drive me. That's right. See? So, guys, get that book here. Let's see where that stuff is. No, it was perfect right where I was. Look at this food. Shit, in here.
Has absolutely nothing to do with the teachings of my.
There we go. There we go. All right. Judah, you're all done for, man. Just hang it up, bro. Because you know I'm always going to be here to fuck you up. Chris Harris is always going to be here to fuck you up. And many other people are always going to be here to fuck you up. So your little fake, little identity, your little other personality or whatever the fuck you want to call it, is fucked up, dude. You've been trying to develop that motherfucker for 7 years. And now it's just fucked up. It's done. So just start all over. Go back to the real Gary Armstrong Bergen. It's going back to Gary Armstrong Bergen. That's all you got to do. And go live your life, man. You know what I'm saying? Go hit gay bars and shit. Go get on those hip hop sites and shit. Tell how you want people to lick your booty, and that you'll stick your tongue in somebody's ass and all that shit you said before you came on YouTube. You know what I'm saying? Just go back, man. There's nothing wrong with that. This is America. You can do what you want to do in America. No other place like it. If you want to sit there and ask people to put the thing in your booty, you can do it in America. You don't have to go to Israel. You got to go nowhere else in the world. Stay right here. Do what you want to do, right? Practice witchcraft, do all that shit right here in this great country called America, right? Oh yeah, in Nova Scotia, where he lived in that house with the dog house and just niggas his motherfucking house. Let me share this damn screen and shit. I can share. What up, Josh? What up? I can share this goddamn link. Somebody want to come in here, talk some shit. Come on up in here. Boom. We go to link. Y'all come on up in here. I get this shit started. We can see some shit today. All right. So here we go. Boom. Where we go. All right. There we go. Look at Judah. Look at Judah now. Dead and center. Ready for that ass whooping. Watch this one.
Ma'at, because he never quoted. You know what he quoted? He quoted commentary. Judges, please make note. Please take points from him because he did not present any teaching from Ma'at. Next thing, literacy. Actually, no, we don't get into literacy. He made a comment that Ma'at can't exist if there's no Pharaoh. Everybody heard him say this? Everybody heard him say this. Ma'at cannot exist if there is no Pharaoh. Everybody heard that, right? Okay, good.
Hey, Nicole.
My question to Judah Natzarah, and I know that he can't interact with answering questions right now, but I want the judges to note that he did not ever show that.
All right, what he's saying here, I ain't watched the whole shit, but I already know what he's talking about. Shit. Nigga do it all the time, right? Peace, Trey. Thanks for coming to the panel. What Judah does is talk a whole lot of shit. You know what I mean? He talks a whole lot of shit and disguising that he doesn't know fucking anything. So what he'll say, well, see here, I'm gonna cut your head off my Torah blade. You booty bandits don't understand this, and I'm just gonna cut your throat, my Torah blade, and all this fucking shit, and never say anything, never prove anything, right? That's what he does, right? And this is what this man is saying that he
did. Judah Natzarah. So here's strike two. Did Judah Natzarah ever show in a Kemetic papyrus from the scribes of Ma'at where they said, if there's no ruling pharaoh at the time, then we cannot practice Ma'at? Did he ever say that? Please make notes. Please strike. If he did not show in the teachings, remember this debate is about the teachings of Ma'at. So anything he presents that's coming against my belief system has to come from the teachings of Ma'at. Period. That means there has to be papyrus cited. There has to be the translation of the papyrus that we can all see that are the teachings of Ma'at. He has not shown the teachings of Ma'at. Now, I would like to present Exhibit A. Where's the screen share? Where's the screen share? Here we go. Let's get to the screen share. So let me first debunk what he said. He said that there's teachings of Ma'at cannot exist if there's no faith. Alexander the Greek invaded Kemet in 332 BC. When he invaded Kemet, at that point, I want everybody to go research if there was a pharaoh to the Kemetians. There were invaders, and there was a group of men that ruled Kemet. They were called Ptolemies. There was no pharaoh. Kemet did not have a pharaoh in 100 BC. In 100 BC, there was no pharaoh. Let me get the screen share on. Let me get the screen share. So here's the screen share. Okay, so as the brother said, go to screen share. Can everybody see my screen? What I gotta click? Can everybody see my screen?
No.
Can anybody hear?
Judah needs to see it. Judah, can you see it?
There you go. Okay, you guys can see my screen? Okay.
Yes.
Okay, this is the laws of Ma'at under the instructions of Ankh Sheshonk, who was a political prisoner under the Ptolemies in the late period of Kemet. In the Ptolemaic era 30 BC. In 30 BC, was there a pharaoh? In 30 BC, there was no pharaoh of Kemet. The Kemetians didn't acknowledge a pharaoh. They were under invasive rule. They never had any pharaoh. They had the group of Ptolemies over them, and they were under invasive rule. Here is the teachings of...
Yo, Chris Harris. Congratulations on your win last night, too. And shit, up with Christian pastor's asses. Took her to the church.
Hey, you see my man destroying Judah Naz and shit? This is hilarious saying it.
Nigga, all I had to do was watch like 5-10 minutes of that shit. I was like, well, goddamn.
Look. Hey, look, that nigga, look. And look, the funny thing is, he thought he was going to be able to run over this dude. And I know that dude. I'm like, no, dog. I learned from him. And I was just all like this. Judah was thinking, okay, this guy going to be easy to beat. Yep. And the nigga, did you see when he showed all them Sephiroths and shit? He said, man, I'm asking you for
horses. I didn't see that part. Shit, I guess I'm going to play all that shit. I'm going to play that shit tonight.
Okay, I'm going to go on mute then. Go on mute. Finish playing the video for the people. Keep stinging their ass.
Of the laws of Ma'at, instructions of the laws of Ma'at, here translated. And this is the laws of Ma'at in 30 BC when there was no pharaoh. So again, let me get out the screen share a second. Actually, let me stay back in. Okay, again, he said, if there is no pharaoh, then you cannot practice the laws of Ma'at. And here we are in 30 BC, and there was no pharaoh, and we have laws of Ma'at under Ankh Sheshonk, who was a political prisoner under the Ptolemies. Strike two. So, gentlemen, or if there's a lady here, or whoever the judges are, please note that he did not quote one thing from a scribe from Ma'at that attacked anything that I believe in. He spoke about a lot of things, but he never quoted. He also said that there's no colleges, and the Hebrews have colleges. Okay? There's no colleges, and we already went over that colleges were schools of thought, as he calls them. He calls them schools of thought. Okay, Exhibit B. Can everybody see my screen? Just say yes. I don't know if it went off. Can everybody see this?
You're good.
Yep. Okay, good. This is the Temple of Luxor, also called the Temple of Karnak and Epet in Kemet. This is called today by R.A. Shwala de Lubitz, the Temple in Man.
Listen, y'all.
This is a Kemetic school that you can go. I have my students have went here. My students have gone, and this is a site that you can see. You can Google map this and zoom in on satellites and actually see the residuals of a teaching facility. Question 3. Where is the ancient Hebrew schools? Where is there an archaeological site of ancient Hebrew schools in the time of any prophets? I don't want to hear about nothing after Greeks. I want to hear about the time of Daniel. I want to hear about the time of Moses. I want to hear about the time of Abraham.
Oh yeah. Chris, you was telling me that this morning. How that he tried to pull some shit when motherfuckers was fucking goats and some shit. He was like, yo, that was like, you know what I mean? Egypt was already conquered. Nigga didn't have this shit. And I saw when Judah put up his little article and shit, didn't cite where he got it from and shit. It was one, one of the kooky ass motherfucking sites and shit. What site is that? The Pharaoh must also have. Oh yeah, no, it was 7 foot. It was a 7 foot wiener. 7 foot. That what they Torah lessons. The damn, what is it? The Mishnah that said that. Some shit. Zohar, one of them motherfuckers, said that shit. That Pharaoh had a 7 foot penis. Yo, it sounds just like Lamar, yo. Sounds just like him. Let's go.
The time of Ezekiel. Where archaeological site is there Hebrew schools that predate this? He said there's no schools. There's no colleges, as he's called them. Here is the college. Not only does Judah, whoops, hold on, sorry. Not only does Judah acknowledge that Kemet had a college, that Kemet had this particular college here. Not only that does he acknowledge that, but he actually stole this concept. This man stole this concept.
There we go. Hey, B, hit mute.
Out of this concept. I want that to be understood that he's.
Get your popcorn ready. Get your popcorn ready.
She was like, fucking shit. Fucking shit. Fucking shit. Watch him. He gets up. When he get down to the ill shit, this nigga gets up and get out of the screen. That nigga kick it over shit. He probably smacks the shit out of eye and shit. He probably smacked the shit out of eye and shit. Fucking bitch. You fix your fucking teeth. Fucking bitch. See over here fucking losing. Fucking bitch.
Stole this concept and he made teachings out of this concept. I'm going to now go to, let me go to my files. Okay.
Look at
Judah likes to draw pictures.
Don't do it.
He likes to draw pictures, okay? I'm going to play a little video, if everybody can see the screen. This is Judah, or this is, yeah, let's get it. Let's get in.
Let's get it, bro.
Let's get into plagiarism. Because my aunt says you can go load up. This video is loading up. It's going to take some time. Here we go.
Get your ass, Judah Natzarah.
Yeah.
Uh-oh, there we go. The little temple man.
There's the temple layout. In his teachings, Judah's temple of man. You see the cartoons that he draws? See this temple? This temple, he said, represents the spirit and the inward and the outward, and it represents a man. Where is this temple drawn on any Israelite artifact? Where can I find this temple existing anywhere drawn by the hands of Ezra, drawn by the hands of Solomon, drawn by the hands of David? I can't find it, but I can find the real temple of man in Kemet. Judah does not understand that this temple of man was the symbol of the microcosm. He actually does understand because he actually stole the whole concept. This is from R.A. Shmuel Delubit. Here's the temple arched upwards, and the temple here, this is the two legs, the body, the head. This is the Luxor temple, which in Kemet represented the Per-Ba. Per-Ba means the house of the soul. What did Judah say his temple of man is? His temple of man is the symbol of the house of the soul. Where can I find Israelites teaching that? Where can I find that? Now, Here is the information on the actual real college or the Temple of Man that's located in Kemet that you can find. This is it right here, the Karnak Temple.
Hear all them death blows? Hear all them death blows?
Village, temple, chapels, pylons, all right? Middle Kingdom around 2000 to 1700 BCE. So here is the temple right here, the Temple of Karnak right here. Now, the individual that studied this and put out this information is called R.A. Shwala Delubitz. We're going to pull up R.A. Shwala Delubitz. Okay? Here is on the left, everybody see this, Temple and Man, R.A. Shwala Delubitz, promoted site diagram, 1949 to 1977. Judah, were you born?
Uh-oh.
Here is R.A. Shwala Delubitz image found in the Temple of Man. I have the Temple of Man book. It's a few diagrams. Here's one of them. And here beside it is Judah's Temple of Man. Do they look similar, everybody? Even down to the color schemes?
Check that out.
Huh?
See that?
Huh? Now, the Temple of Man diagram, this is from Judah's actual YouTube, Judah Nazareth versus T-Duck, Temple of Man Science, found on minute 41, 58 seconds. And Judah put this out November 19th, November 2019. E.H. Shwala Delubitz put out the Temple of Man in 1949. Were you born, Judah? You thief?
Woo.
See, the laws of Ma'at says we should not steal. You're talking about Kemetic colleges, and one of the most popular Kemetic college or temple is the Temple of Man that you believe in because you stole it, put it as a part of your teachings, put it on your YouTube video, and you cannot show Israelites believing in this. There's not one document of papyrus that has this drawing that shows any Israelite believing in this. So how many strikes here do we have, everybody? How many strikes do we have? How many strikes? The book of Ezekiel, which he's getting the Temple of Man idea from, because there's never been a Temple of Man diagram found with Ezekiel's body. There's never been a diagram of the Temple of Man that dates back to the time of Ezekiel. Even if we go by what Britannica says is the date of Ezekiel, 570 BC. The Temple in Man that Judah is drawing is from 2000 BC, our school in Kemet. Ezekiel, according to Britannica, didn't exist until 570 BC, so even if Ezekiel had this Temple of Man, it's stolen.
Now hit mute right there. Now B.
So, we shall go over everything again before I close out for this round slot.
And I'm gonna, this is the link for the Temple of Man ebook. Oh shit! Motherfucking ain't typing that somewhere. All right, the Temple of Man.
Damn. Hey, look. So technically, Judah done lost to a Mason in T-Duck, and he lost to an Egyptian with Tahuti Amun.
Yep.
Wow.
Talk shit about it. Look, and here's the book right here. That's the book. I put it in the chat. So y'all guys got the free book. Y'all got the book so y'all can read the Temple of Man where Judah Nazareth stole that shit from. Right there in the chat. For free. From your boy Killah B, goddamn Witchfinder General. For that, I deserve a like. Hit that motherfucking like button. Hit that motherfucking share button. Share it on your favorite social platform. And make sure you hit that subscribe button. And don't forget that bell if you're not already a subscriber. Let's go, Chris Harris. The old boy smoked them.
I told you.
Yeah, John said, let me find out that. Oh, yeah, I guess his name's Tahuti Amun, too. I thought it was Mon Hotep Ra, whatever. But shout out to that brother and shit for whipping that ass. But he do sound like Lamar. That shit's funny. John said, let me find out that nigga is shit for mine. Yup. Let's go.
One, there's not one reference he made to any writing that actually comes from the scribes of Ma'at. Two, he has not shown a Hebrew Israelite school. Sorry. Two, that he said that Ma'at can exist. If there's no Pharaoh, then nobody can follow Ma'at. I just showed reference to writings of Ma'at existing after the Pharaohs were taken down, after there was no Pharaohs in the Ptolemaic era. Okay, 3, he said there's no literacy. I want archaeological images of Israelites writing something. This is from the wall carving Mastava Akhet-Hotep, if everybody can see the screen, who was a senior court official during the rule of Dedi Kare and Isisi and Unas in the kingdom, 2494 BCE in Saqqara. You can go to the temple. My students have gone to Kemet. They go there and send me back. Thank you. They go to Kemet. They send me back images. There are. Let's just deal with images. There's images of Kemetians writing. Is there one image of anybody saying that there's anybody with a pen in their hand? I don't want to hear about, well, the Bible's written. The Bible's new. The Bible, according to Judah, is only about 200 BC. I want everybody to note that. According to Judah, we're going to find out what the oldest texts are, because these are copied concepts. Here we have Kemetians writing, whether they are high officials, whether they are scribes, whether they are priests. We have Kemetians in some form writing. We have no documentation in archaeology in any museum of ancient Hebrews in the time of the ancient Hebrews writing anything. There's no cry. It dates back to Moses. Please present it. If there's a book of Ezekiel that dates back to Ezekiel, please present it of anyone saying that they're an Israelite. So judges, please make note that he did not present anything from Ma'at, and he steals concepts. If he can show where his temple of man is believed by the Israelites to predate Kemet, I'll accept it. Peace.
Hot damn. Yay. Hold on. Let me stop this real quick. Let me show y'all this real quick. Let me show you this book. You remember what? Oh yeah, Chris Harris. What does Judah Natzarah teach?
He teaches Sephiroth and Jewish mysticism.
Oh, I messed up how I should have worded it different. What does Judah Natzarah says he teaches? Anybody in the chat? Put it in the chat.
The Torah. The Torah.
And what else? What's his favorite skill? Like his famous line? Yo, I'm Judah Natzarah. Torah Knights. Teach temple men science, mathematics, and geometry, right?
Yep.
Watch this. Y'all see that? Science, math, science. No way, how is it? Fucking whatever the fuck that nigga say. But this is it. This is from the book, The Temple Man. Let's go.
Also, remember, go to templesecrets.org, and that'll catch him part 2.
There go Judah's temple. What's that right there? Temple man science. Right? Mathematics, science, and geometry. Mathematics, science, and geometry. Mathematics, science, and mathematics, science, and geometry. Wait, I don't see Moses. Chris, you see Moses in here? You see Ezekiel in here, Chris?
Nah, he stole the idea from our ancestors.
Mathematics, science, and geometry.
Bravo, Killah B. Bravo, Killah B. Bravo.
Science and geometry. Uh-oh. Mathematics, science, and geometry. Right out of the Good. That's what you learn.
Mathematics, science, and geometry.
Mathematics, science, and geometry. Mathematics, science, and geometry.
Mathematics, science, and geometry.
Oh, shit. Look, mathematics, science, and geometry, y'all.
That's mathematics, science, and geometry.
Yes, sir. Hey, what's that, Chris? Is that cube?
That's a cube. Mathematics, science, and geometry.
Charlie, yo, Chris Harris. Yo, Josh. Is that a cube? Mathematics, science, and geometry. Oh, shit. Oh, shit, look at the top. R is held out to the form and shape of a cross. Remember that cross? You can fold that cross up and make a cube. Mathematics, science, and geometry. Stole everything out of this motherfucker. Look at this. This is when you learn to draw cube, Judah. Mathematics, science, and geometry. Hey, look, kids. Mathematics, science, and geometry. Hey, kids, look. Mathematics, science, and geometry. Pay attention. All that talk. Yup. That nigga gonna lie and said, Yahweh taught him this. Yo, Chris Harris.
Good.
Science and geometry. Simple man teaching.
Yeah, mathematics, science, and geometry.
Yup. Mathematics, science, and geometry. Yeah, the UFO gave him the info. Yahweh sent a UFO down to teach me. And look, y'all can look at the book yourself. I put it in the chat. Y'all can get it. The link's right in the chat for it. Yeah, right? Fuck you guys. Fuck him in his crackhead mouth. Oh, shit. That's right. Mathematics, science, and geometry, y'all. Yeah, let me put the list. I have to play this little shit. Mathematics, science, and geometry. Ain't this a bitch? Yeah, y'all can check out. Yeah, y'all can check out the video yourselves. Y'all can laugh. Temple people. Look at the Temple Man, Judah stole it. Temple Man. Mathematics, science, and geometry.
Fucking cult
Hey, look,
leader.
kids. Fucking cult leader, exactly. Exactly. It's like they made this video for Judah and shit. Look, Judah, mathematics, science, and geometry. Show me one Hebrew Israelite artifact that show mathematics, science, and geometry. What up, that guy won? He's whipping ass in here tonight. Look at that cube. You remember how Judah named the points of the cube? Remember how he named all the points of the cube and shit?
Yeah, yeah.
He stole that shit too from the 5%ers. Nigga just steal. He stole everything.
Thief.
Motherfucking this mathematics, geometry.
Mathematics, science, and geometry. Stole it right from the Egyptians. I guess Abraham taught them that, huh, Judah? And B, wasn't I gonna do the same thing to him?
Yup. Hey, Judah, you can have a rematch. You can debate Chris Harris on it now. Yo, he ran from the same debate. He finally got the debate and got washed.
That's the funny thing. He got the debate he wanted and got his ass washed. But he wouldn't take it. He wouldn't take the same debate from me, but he wanted to take it from somebody he didn't know. It looked like that nigga studied on Judah real good, didn't he? He tore his ass up.
He did his homework. That nigga was probably watching Killah B, fucking Witchfinder General fucking videos, Chris Harris videos, motherfucker looking at all those old debates on the Solar Mind shit. Fuck Judah now. Stop. Fuck that nigga up. So Judah, mathematics, science, and geometry, Judah.
Hey, play some more of that, what's it called? Play some more of that debate. Watch this. Yeah. Let everybody hear Judah's shenanigans.
Okay, host, go ahead and do your thing.
Go ahead and do your thing, Judah.
Well, that was great. I mean, great presentation right there. So wait for Judah to do his counterpoint. Wonderful information. Never heard it spoken like that before. So great job, brother.
Thank you. Oh, am I still? I'm still. Go ahead, I'll share your screen, family. Sorry about that.
Look at Judah. Don't know where to look.
Mr. Shalani. All right, man. And you came that second round. You brought a little bit more energy. That's what we like to see in the lines. Then bring that fire, bring that energy.
That's right. Getting some fire.
Yeah.
Let's go.
It's a little shy at the beginning, but yeah, you got used to it. That's what I want to see. That's what I'm talking about. All right, do the nails. All right, let's go. Back up. Chapter back. Let me know. We'll start the time.
Start now.
Let me know when you're ready.
All right,
it's 10:11. Go ahead and go.
This dude is a witch. Bear in mind, he admits that he practices Heka witchcraft, so he's a liar. Off rip.
Judah.
One.
He showed you the shit. Wait, hold on. How this nigga a liar right out the gate and he a witch?
But he just exposed him for being a liar.
And a witch. Nigga. This is right off the rip with the bullshit. Right off the rip.
Show anything that just proves that Ma'at can be practiced well at Pharaoh. Notice that sometimes it's not what they say, sometimes what they don't say. Two, our temple got destroyed. He said that our temple is a copy of his temple, of the temple of Karnak, where they were running. That's a lie. The common person couldn't read. It's a fact. Right? So let's get to something real quick. Let's start share screen. We can get these hotel liars up out of here, bro. Okay? This dude don't even read ancient Egyptian language. Hold on, let me share screen. Hold on, my computer is up. Hold on.
Judah, you don't read Hebrew.
Bear with me.
You studied all week for them
Keep trying to play games.
You
No, bro. You've been dead, bro. You can't practice Ma'at without a Pharaoh. Trying to bring up the Greeks. No, bro. Or is the white man?
See, he depended on that league to save him.
You can't practice Ma'at without a Pharaoh. And he was the top of law and order in Egyptian civilization and culture. So, bro, you've been there, bro. And you didn't answer anything about how.
No facts.
Ma'at is better for the people. You just go by dates and this, that. How is it better for our people? You didn't go through no teachings of Ma'at. That's okay, though. There's nothing to teach. It's trash.
But everything you teaching coming right up out of African ontology, right, Judah?
I waste all my time on trying to rebuttal his foolishness.
About 7-8 years.
Watch this.
Look at Tahuti. He was laughing at him. Look at him. He was laughing at him. He put the crown on his head and everything.
Is the best known only because the text is so famous and so often reproduced. So there is no continuous, there's no standard negative confession, right? No, right? As noted, scribes would tailor a text according to the individual. So the negative confession for Tahuti Amun would be different from Judah Nazareth, where our Torah is one law for the whole nation. See, you gotta clap these dudes in the skull because they're gonna use the witchcraft. Okay? So
where are you getting this from, Judah?
Now, he's saying it's witchcraft. So that means he must be sounding like he was right to you, right? Know what I'm saying? He must be sounding like he was right to you. For you to say he doing witchcraft on the people. So you trying to say that everybody believes him now. Everybody know he whipped your ass. So your only thing now is to do to hold on to your little cult followers is to say that he's a witch.
The sins are. I'm sorry.
He doesn't worship Yahweh. Josh, get him, Josh. What up, Josh?
Yo, peace. What's up, Chris?
Peace, Josh. How are you, bro?
Man, I'm chilling, man. I'm just trying to get some laughs in, man. This is hilarious.
It's what we've been saying all along about the guy.
It just keeps coming out, brother. It just keeps coming out, man. And hey, man, that's what it is.
That nigga, by next year, this nigga gonna have one of them George Jefferson haircuts and shit. And nigga gonna be bald on the top. Cause this shit gonna kill him. This shit'll kill him. Woo!
Yeah, looks like secret agent Lamar crept up in there.
Secret agent Lamar. Yo, that nigga sound just like Lamar. Yeah, that was the debate show. That guy said that Pac said Judah is retarded. That the name is really translated Yahweh Waha. Well, shit, well, fuck it. Pax is retarded as a motherfucker too. That nigga retarded as all hell and shit. We had him up on my show too. And that nigga, Chris Harris got on his ass and shit. That nigga got bad as a bitch. Josh, this nigga made an ass out of his motherfucking self, yo. This motherfucker made an ass out of himself about it. He's a witch. Let's listen to this bullshit.
Yeah.
Vary from text to text. For example, in the Prophets of Penny, confession number 15 is, I am not a man of deceit. While elsewhere it is, I have not commanded to kill. And in another, I have not been contentious in affairs. Right? An officer in the military would not be able to honestly claim, I have not commanded to kill, nor would a judge or a king, so that sin would be left off the confession. So the confessions were according to the individual, not like a law, which is for our people, for a nation as a whole. Right? This dude's a witch. Now, Black Jesus Minister, you hear what it just said? There's no negative confession for all the people. Let's keep it going. Because we know you're partial to this foolishness. Right? Hinduism. Hold on.
It's crazy because he likes to pretend to diss everything that he's about.
Egypt, which is the universe.
What you say, Josh?
No, I was gonna say, you notice how everything that he's about, he likes to project to others as if it's something negative that they're doing, right?
Yep.
That's crazy.
That is crazy as hell, yo. And then, did he ever come back from the embarrassment from Sonnetta's show? I know, right? He shouldn't even be showing his face.
To function as it did. Madin, how can you practice Ma'at? The universe is going to function with the help, with the Most High, Yahweh, not with Ma'at and not with dead Pharaoh, who's a pile of ashes right now. But
appeal to believe in ad hoc fallacies.
That, judges, I'm sorry, bro, but everyone's watching. You can't practice Ma'at without a Pharaoh. He didn't prove you can. And the confessions varied from individual to individual, where we were all under one Torah, under.
Could you worship Yahweh back then without a priest?
One law. Let's keep it going. Right? All right, check this out. Stop, boy.
You want to smack the kid down.
Number one, Hail Usek Nimet, who comes forth from Anu. I have not committed sin. Hail Hepet, who kept from Keparah. I have not committed robbery with violence. But where's the law that says don't do this?
You hear your screen not showing?
Yo, hold up, B. Hold up.
Wait,
go ahead. I'm talking.
Go ahead.
Hey, did you notice that as soon as he came back on, he did that his projection thing where he likes to project like a historical figure as him, because he said that he said something to the effect of, so you see how there could be no truth of Kemetic teachings since there was no Pharaoh, but he tried to project that as if he is the one that's about to bring some kind of truth, like he's the Pharaoh. Like that's the shit that people don't see about this guy. Like he's totally fucked up in the head. You know what I'm saying? Like for real. Anyhow, go ahead, bro.
That guy said Judah's probably a Japanese sex offender on the Japanese sex offender list. Somebody says that? Oh, that's all I said.
10 more minutes, but go ahead and get your screen up, family.
Hit the button.
You got to do it on your side, Jeremiah, once he pulls it up.
Oh, can y'all get my time back?
Get your time back. Nigga, you said there ain't nobody need to see what you was reading. And he won't be looking right at you.
We'll go ahead, man. We'll stop it. I apologize. It's my fault. Go ahead.
All right.
We'll give you 10 more minutes. We'll give you 10 more minutes, man. Go ahead.
All right. Y'all heard what he's...
Nigga gonna get extra time and still lose.
What he said, he didn't prove that Ma'at can be practiced without Pharaoh, because the Pharaoh was he was the head priest in Egypt. I don't need to read the book of the dead. The white man already, published a book for you to read. He keeps talking about which came first, but that's not the topic of the debate. The topic of the debate is which is better for our people. Not what is the best, which is the oldest.
The white man who
again, you see this here, look. Fewer confessions. There is no standard negative confession. The confession from the Papyrus of Ani is the best known only because the text is so famous and so often reproduced. As noted, scribes would tailor a text to the individual. So these Ma'at foolishness was only, there is no law for one that says thou shalt not do. That's one. Two, these confessions vary from individual to individual, where we are under one Torah, under one law. So this dude's already dead again. Three, he can't even read his own language. What language he's supposed to be reading, right? He studies our language. That's why this dude's dead. Now, for the biased judges, you see he didn't prove that you can practice Ma'at without a Pharaoh. You can't.
Pause right there.
There it is again. Did
y'all hear that? Did y'all hear how he projected himself?
This
is what you call a slippery slope fallacy and an ad hoc fallacy. He said into the biased judges. So you're attacking the judges now
So you can have a reason to say that they were biased when you lose. So you're going to insult them because you already know you lost the debate.
Yep.
See that?
He does it all the time.
Yup. Calling the debate rigged.
Yeah, the problem with him is he caters to his fictitious audience. You know what I'm saying? Like he totally caters to his imagination. He injects himself as being the Israelite when he's not even the Israelite. You can tell he's not an Israelite. If he was a true Israelite, then he would understand the spiritual teachings throughout all of since Adam. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
But that's not what's up, man.
He would be much happier if he just got a place with Negi. Yo, did you know Judah paid for Negi to go to Japan?
Shit, it doesn't surprise me. You know what I'm saying?
That's crazy.
It is crazy. They got some kind of like spiritual sexual relationship.
Yep.
Some crazy shit.
Yep. Crazy, yo. Let's go. Let's whip on this nigga.
The prophets of Annie didn't tell you that. You should know that already. I read it already. Right?
Hit that like button.
You'll see the negative confessions of Ani. This means the person never leaves faith. Hail, Usek, Nimet, who comes forth from Anu, have not committed sin, blah, 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 all the way down to 42, from the 42 provinces of Egypt. Okay, watch this. Commentary has noted, many of these carry the stipulations of intention, such as I never raise my voice.
Go ahead.
Look at what he's doing. He's reading commentary in the middle of a debate.
Somebody else's.
Exactly, Chris. Exactly. You see that?
Debating. He reading commentary of somebody else.
Exactly, Chris. That's a great point, man. You see that? You see how his mind goes right into that kind of shit to where it's like, yo, I'm going to read this commentary because it's my voice reading it. People are going to think it's coming from me.
Yep. Exactly. That guy, wow, yo, he said Judah paid for that pink butthole.
One may have actually raised one's voice, but not in unjustified anger. Right? So it's not a law. These are just like, you can be lying because there's no law that said that thou shalt not do this, thou shalt not do that, like our Torah. Let's get to another thing. Watch this. Ezekiel chapter 43, verse 10. You, son of man, describe the house of Israel to the house of, describe the temple to the house of Israel that they may be.
You said pause it? You said,
Right here, this is another fallacious statement. He hasn't addressed anything. If he hasn't addressed anything that his opponent has said, like you have to show me some primaries, you have to show me some Israelites writing, you have to show me Israelite artifacts, you have to show me this. And all he's doing is throwing out ad hominems and reading commentary. This is not good debating. It's horrible debating. It's horrible. It's a bad strategy, and it shows that he really doesn't study because even when he was reading the commentary, it showed he doesn't really have a grasp on what he's debating. Let's keep this going. This is good.
Yeah, right, because his commentary was out of context.
Yeah.
You have to show everything that anytime you're making a claim like I did with Pastor Bennett yesterday, I kept telling him, you're just making claims, dude. You have to prove that. You can't say that, like I told him, check this out. I said, Jesus is not unique, bro. He's just like any other son savior. I presented primary sources showing this. I showed the church fathers what they had to say about this. And all he kept doing is saying he's real, so it's not unique. I'm like, no, dude, you can't make a claim without framing your premise around your debate. That's stupid. That's a logical fallacy. You're appealing to belief, and this is what Judah is doing right now. He's appealing to the begging the question, appealing to belief. He's ad hoc fallacies, slippery slope fallacies, ad hominems. That's all he does. Now everybody's going to be guilty of making some type of fallacy in a debate, right? That's just natural. But he breaking every rule.
Yep, it's just like what Sister P said. He's just gonna say it's rigged. That's his go-to every time.
Every single time. How many times that happened? How many times that even when me and Josh was in Torah nights, he was doing that shit. Don't you nobody go over there to SPDL and shit? Them niggas ringing them fake.
It's a shame.
Yup. It's a damn shame, yo. That shit don't make no motherfucking sense. Just sit there and just lie to people. Why you just gonna sit there and just lie to people like that? You know what I'm saying? You just sit there and lie to the motherfucking people. And he a Torah teacher. He's a priest of Israel. Like, nigga, and so is mighty Hebrew, motherfucking the sex offender. These niggas, man. Shit is crazy, yo. Let's go.
His damn head needs to be checked out.
I'm dying, bro. I'm dead, bro. You're killing me, man.
And of their iniquities, and let them measure its plan. He said that we stole this from the Hindu, the Kemetic Hindus. Well, wait a minute. Their temples were dedicated to sun, moon, and stars and nature, not to the inward things of man. This is where I'm gonna start clapping this dude again. I'm gonna kill this dude for the second time in this debate. And look, verse 11. And if they are ashamed of all they have done, let them know the form of the temple and its scheme, and its exits, and its entrances, all its forms, all its laws, all its teachings, and write it down in their sight so that they may keep the whole form thereof and the laws and do them. Why? Because the house of Israel are of the temple. Not the temple of Karnak is not the Egyptian people. Okay, as you can see right here, look. Google map, you'll see, hold on, make this bigger.
Bro, he's not going nowhere with this. Nowhere.
You see this on my computer might be freezing up on.
This shit ain't freezing, nigga.
You can't see it, but my computer's freezing. But it says at the entrance of the gate of the temple of Amun, which is the sun. All right, here we go, right here. Let me see if I can make this bigger. Okay, oh, you stole this from us. How? You're worshiping the sun. Say it again.
So just go ahead and read it.
All right. Hold on. Shows the great
filibuster ass dude.
Who is the sun. Sun temple, not temple of man. This dude just lied again. There are about 20 obelisks to this great temple of Amun in ancient Egyptian times. Okay. Pair of obelisks, a pair of Queen Hatshepsut, whatever, obelisk. Obelisk is a penis. Okay? We don't have that in our temple. We don't want to steal nothing from these Hindus.
Here we go.
At the ancient temple there, of Amun, there is Seti II, who was a pharaoh. That's not in our temple.
No, yo. Now, how is this making any sense? You see what I told you what he does at the beginning of the show? I said, well, I'm going to cut your throat with my Torah blade. These booty bandit motherfucking coming heads, they don't know anything, and blah, 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 right? And then he just says he reads some stupid shit that don't mean nothing. And then he'll go back to that bullshit and think it's saying something.
Fourth pylon, Queen Hatshepsut, whatever, topmost one. That's not in our temple. What is this guy talking about? He sat here and just lied. Look. Well, that's what Hotep Negroes do. Okay?
Oh, here we go.
Here's our temple.
Here we go. Here we go. Look, y'all. Look at the temple being drawings, nigga. Look at the temple being drawn. He naming the points of the star David and shit, naming the points of the cube, and then go that little cross you fold up into a cube and shit. You need to stop, yo.
I'm dying, bro.
You got the dying man to the upright man, and we just showed you that in the Temple of Man video. By the way, all the people that just came in and shit, I got the link to the book that Judah stole all that shit from. It's right in the chat. You know he watches porn while he listens to K-pop. Michael Everett and shit said he was watching tranny and granny porn. Then Judah told on himself.
Our temple science is based upon.
Look at the points. Points of the shield, right? Of the 6-point star. 1, the first point in the middle is knowledge. 2, wisdom, understanding, instruction, mercy, justice, and righteousness. 7 eyes to 1 stone. 7 pillars of wisdom angel, what that shit say? Angel, some shit. And he wrote the points for the motherfucking cube, right? He tried to steal the shit from the 5%ers and shit. Look, instruction and doctrine. Show me that in the Torah. The other side, right, is intelligence. Then it's what? Righteousness is 3, right?
And don't nobody want to hear all these dumbass teachings. Get that video going. Fuck Judah. Let's play this video. Watch this exposure. Don't nobody want to hear that shit.
This shit crazy, yo. The 10 untying and discovering knots. This nigga crazy.
Bro, that dude said that the Karnak temple had nothing to do with the Egyptian people. You know what I'm saying? Like, that fool's, he's twisted, bro. I'm trying to say.
And you notice, you see what he says? They worship in the sun. That ain't got nothing to do with us. Well, you dumbass. What you think Solomon means? Why you think he said turn to the east? That's where the sun rises. It's allegory, dummy.
And look at that. Look at the being head with the cube in his brain. And he got math, science, and geometry. Nigga, how long it took you to come up with all this bullshit, Judah?
In rectangular form with the Holy of Holies, a holy place, and the altar, right, representing the inward parts of man. That's why in Ezekiel 43 verse 10.
Hold up, B.
He
said that the Hindus had no spiritual teachings about inward. Now, you know, if anybody's ever studied Hinduism, then they know that that's just a lie, like straight out lie, just to try to cover itself. You know what I'm saying?
It don't get no better than the Hindu.
You know what I'm saying, Chris?
It just don't get no better than that.
Like, yo, they got some of the oldest temples on the planet. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just crazy, man. Go ahead, bro. I'm sorry. I'm just tripping out.
The temple and be ashamed of all their iniquity, right? There was no iniquity being ashamed of in Egypt. Excuse me. Here's from the Pampers of Annie, but how my God.
You got to be showing us.
Hey,
Cool. All right.
Yeah, you got 10 more minutes. That don't sound right.
Yeah, I didn't get you.
It's time to stop, bro.
Yeah.
10 minutes to get to 10:30.
All right, check this out. This last verse,
10 more minutes.
bro, I was talking, I wasn't even sharing. This last verse does parallel.
Remember, his screen did not share, so we let him start over. If you want a couple more, listen. If you want a couple more minutes, I'll give you a couple more minutes just to be fair, bro. I want to.
That shit. You already
fucking. My fault that the screen wasn't showing.
All right. These last statements thus parallel the intent of Pharaoh Venus, as found in the last spell of the text found in this tomb. So the Book of the Dead and all these books are only magic spells to enter into this fake underworld that doesn't exist. Okay, that's it. There's no laws. You didn't see him. There's no laws. So how does
Judah hasn't done any research on this stuff. I can tell. He don't know.
Nope, absolutely not.
Well, here's Pyramid text of Buddha spell 232, the last spell of the corpus. O you, ferryman, with the back of his head behind him, bring to King Unas, Safareth, Hotep, which is on the back of Osiris.
Right. He read like a 5th grader.
To the sky, and let King Unas may escort Ra, the sun, in the sky. Now I don't need to read any more of this foolishness. This is sun worship and foolishness. Let's get to the Torah and see how this benefits our people. Right? For one, when the Most High said study the temple is the inward man. Right? So we know we had colleges. This colleges, yes, we did. They're called Mashanah. So we were illiterate people. His people were illiterate.
Pause right there. Pause right there. That's
we studied math, science.
Pause, B. Get your finger on the pause button, brother. Notice he said we had colleges. Again, he slipped that in there. But he still hasn't proven it. He keeps saying they were illiterate people. Well, that's not this gentleman's argument here. He's asking you to prove it at this point. All the claims that you're making, prove it. And my man don't want to do it. He just wants to make claims. That's what I was trying to point out. Go ahead, B.
The common people in Egypt didn't have no temple to measure because all they couldn't even see the statue to pray to. Okay, the priest only did that. He knows this. He's a liar, right? Proverbs chapter 1 tells you about attain knowledge, wisdom, understanding, instruction, mercy, justice, righteousness. 7 pillars to 1 stone, 7 pillars of wisdom in Proverbs. They don't have this for the people in Kemet. This our shield of David. The New Jerusalem is found in chapter in Ezekiel, right? The spiritual mental cube with the 7 parts and the 10 connecting points: intelligence, justice, righteousness, judgment, self-control, prudence, cunning, discretion, imagination, listening, hearing, obedience, dark sayings, puzzles, knots, unifying and discovering them. They don't have that. They don't have degrees for elevation of schools like we had in ours. Let's keep it going. The Egyptians were, Psalm 82 verse 6. Elohim said, I'm sorry, Elohim you all are, sons of Elohim are all of you. The Egyptians didn't call the common people of Egypt gods. In Israel, look, in the Psalms, you see the Nakala Yawah were flutes and pipes, Nagaya Naka, Ha Shamayah, the 8-string instruments, poems, harps, poems, dark oak instruments of tubes, trumpets, falsetto songs, round sand shakers, trumpets of testimony, shakers for shouting, tamarines and drums, music. We have writing, we have music. They don't have that. What school do they teach this? They can't show that. I'm gonna go by it again.
Just lying.
I just showed it in the Temple Man book. How they got the musical scales and shit and all that bullshit.
Lying, just lying.
Just lying to the people. Woo, this nigga here, man. This nigga here, boy. Let's go.
The heaven with understanding and the clefts with knowledge. It's Proverbs 3 verse 19. King's God, which is the sun, masturbated the gods into existence.
Masturbated is a 17th century word, so we know it wasn't in the text.
Say that again, Chris.
Masturbate is a 17th century word, so we know it's not in any of the original papyruses. When it says that they interpret it to mean masturbate, it meant that he gave life. That's it. Because they see the word seed there, and they translated seed to semen. No, it means he spoke life into the earth. That's it.
Smoke.
Heliopolis. And by the way, Ptah is from Hinduism. Ptah. Let's keep going. The Torah is our right to prolong our days. Deuteronomy chapter 32, verse 42, 46 to I think 48 on, right? All who hate the Torah love death. That's Kemet, right? Watch this. Let me show you something beautiful here, right? All who hate the Torah love death. Let's look at something real quick. Let's bring this up. Okay? You ain't playing no games with this dude. Okay? Kemet was Buru. That's why it's no longer. Now Allahu Akbar runs Kemet. Okay? You mad?
The fool's just a damn comedian, man. That's all he is. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's entertained by his folly until shit comes on him real. You know what I'm saying?
And look at the type of shit that he researched. You see here? This is where niggas fuck up. Right here. Look. Egyptian goddess Isis found in India. Horus is the sun god. Look at this in here. Can Christians get breast implants? Like, who would fucking look that shit up? That nigga looked up, can Christians get breast implants? You trying to get something for your wife, Judah?
God, he want to use that to present in the debate. Y'all allowed to get breast implants.
Oh shit, that's just crazy, bro. What the fuck?
Life expectancy in Egypt. That nigga looked up, can a Christian get breast implants? You trying to get something for Fatty Patty, Judah? You trying to
then he's not reading. Then he's not reading any primaries. He's not reading anything primary.
None of this stuff in this list right here is of anything that's scholarly. They're all kooky websites.
This dude trying to get up what's best for our people. Knowledge, wisdom, understanding, science, mathematics, geometry, or this. Watch this.
Or this? You mean mathematics science?
You didn't even read the backwards of me.
Once again,
I can read my can't read it. Watch
projecting.
this. Hold on.
Look, why you doing Masonic symbols, Judah? Why you doing Masonic symbols, Judah, that you tell people when they do that they a Mason? You trying to get help for the Masons, Judah? Nigga hold up the stress signs and shit, trying to get help for the Masons and shit. Why you talking shit about it?
Yeah, Siberius, you're right. He definitely a politician.
Hold on. All who hate me love death. Hold on, which my thing. You'll come. Hold on.
He still ain't said nothing, y'all. This is one of the worst rounds I've ever heard.
Yeah, he's not even freestyling.
We know
We're good.
And Islam hates wisdom. Life expectancy and problems in ancient Egypt. You make this big so y'all can see it. Because all who hate the Torah love death.
That's not a primary.
Yep.
And what does reading a book have to do with age expectancy?
This shit is crazy, yo.
Hold on. It's a little bit smaller. Hold on. I know you're mad.
Hold on.
The life expectancy of.
All right, go ahead.
No, that's what he's saying. He's saying, hold on. He sounds like a broken record.
Ancient Egyptian is very.
Anything to grind up that time to get the fuck on out of it.
Give me some time to think. Give me some time to think.
Yup. From a Weebly website.
Modern day person. While undoubtedly people lived to an older age, it was somewhat uncommon to live over the age of 40 years of age. To them, 18 years old, the age of King Tut at his death was seen as mature to their society for his kingly and family responsibilities. And so to reach 40, 100 was seen as an accomplishment, especially with all the diseases. We have laws on cleanliness. There ain't no laws on cleanliness in Ma'at. You can't show you that because that Book of the Dead is only a book of spells. Well, we have laws on cleanliness to prevent leprosy and sexual misconduct and gonorrhea and
gonorrhea.
Hold on.
But Judah, the Torah tells about motherfuckers and all them diseases and shit, nigga. The fuck is you talking about? Oh, it tells you what to do to niggas when they get it. So obviously they was getting it, motherfucker. And I dare you to try to say, these motherfuckers, look how young these people dying.
That's
it's
right.
Like 500 years old. This nigga crazy, yo.
40, the Egyptians expected to live and enjoy their best years of his life, using his experience from his knowledge and labor to guide. Following the instructions from the scribe of Annie, never remain seated if a person or man older than yourself, blah, 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 right? So they didn't live to 40 years old. They died at like 20 and 30. Watch this. The ancient Egyptians.
3 minutes remaining.
How much?
3 minutes.
All right. The ancient Egyptians ideally wanted large families, and so they experimented with a variety of ways to help in childbirth, right? None of them helped very much, and so inevitably the death toll was pretty high during conceiving. Because children and teenage girls were needed to help their families and parents, they were often found to have numerous teenage pregnancies, many of these unsuccessful due to a lack of knowledge.
Wait, hold
on. They
on.
were dying from...
Judah said all the Egyptians was fat, or was the Egyptians were homosexual. But they having children. I thought they was all homosexuals, Judah.
Fever. Many children died of diarrhea or similar due to consuming bacteria-ridden food. We have laws on food offerings not being out for 3 days because Kemet had no law. They were over here eating food with flies buzzing around, so they were walking around with disease. Okay, hold on. One more. Hold on. I'm almost done. Hold on. Just close it out. Hold on. Okay, this is what happens when you don't have any laws. When your king is only the law, right? And your book is only a book of magic spells, so you can enter a fake afterward. Hold on. This is from the watch this. 10 truly disgusting facts about life in ancient Egypt. Life was so bad that people just gave up on hair. Okay, so they just shaved their heads, men and women. Let's keep it going. Keep it going. This is my time. I will go through all this. Okay, Egyptian men. Okay, Egyptian women were regularly flashed. Forget that. Keep going. Hold on.
Wait, hold on, Judah. I thought they were all homosexuals. Egyptian women were regularly flashed by men in passing boats. Judah, you said they were all homosexuals.
Hold on. Can you talk?
See, he wanted to pass through that shit. He wanted to pass by it. Shit got stuck.
Was buried with an erect phallus.
Listen to the rebuttal round after this, though. I want you to hurry up and get to the rebuttal round. Judah done.
Egyptian birth control was disgusting. They were using crocodile doo and putting it in their private areas. The women. Okay, is that Ma'at? Is there a law in Ma'at against doing that? Let's keep it going. Beautiful women were left to decay. They were having sex with Egyptian women when they were dead. Is there a law against necrophilia in Ma'at? No. The pharaohs are horribly obese. Why? Because they didn't have any dietary laws. They're fat pieces of crap. Hindus. Let's keep it going.
Wait, the Egyptians. Hold on. Where have we seen any statues or artifacts of these pharaohs? And where are you getting this from? He's not listing any sources of anything. He's just reading articles off of the internet. You can go anywhere and it will tell you anything. No sources at all. None. He hasn't cited one source at all. This whole fucking thing.
Laxatives 3 times a month. All right. They took laxatives 3 times a month. And then this was before plumbing. So that meant they had to clean up their boo-boo with their hands afterwards.
Most of them do that.
Is there a law? We had to dig holes out in the wilderness and poop. Shepherd proctologists were called shepherds of the anus. Where's a man doing planting the king behind? Is that Ma'at? Okay. Hold on. And the last one, almost done. Egyptian fertility tests were disgusting. We don't need to get in there. Last one, hold on. The ancient Egyptians believed that men menstruated. Why? Because men bled. Hold on, watch this. Ancient Egypt was plagued with diseases, in particular. All right.
Damn. Hey, I see.
You got smoke.
Why they call us the Lion's Den? Your ass come over here, you can lose your career. Everybody understand?
Look how hurt that nigga look, yo. He said you come over here, you can lose your career.
My boys understand. Somebody woke up a goddamn line up in here. Somebody woke up a goddamn line. I can't wait for this rebuttal because somebody woke up a goddamn line up in this.
Look at you, the arms, the spaghetti arms.
Damn dick. Goddamn. You better do something, baby boy.
That toy you had back in the day, Mr. Stretchums, and you could just stretch that motherfucker like a motherfucker. His arms stretch out.
Hey, Stretch Armstrong, yo.
Yeah, Stretch Armstrong.
Why is that fool be flexing, man? Like, I don't get that shit.
Yeah, he's not even diesel. Under his arms, nigga, he picked his arms up, and under his arms was dangling. That motherfucker was jiggling under. That nigga built like a chicken. That nigga got a bird chest. Nigga got a chest like a sparrow, motherfucker.
Gary Armstrong and shit.
Yeah, Gary Stretch Armstrong. This nigga a fool.
This is the Lion, baby. All right. You done woke him up, Tony. And then, all right. That was very interesting. Some of the information is crazy. Man.
Ready?
All right, Tony. It's your turn to get it back in, man. Let me know when you're ready. We can start the clock. This is the third and final round before we get to the question. So, Tony, hotel. Let's get it. Let me know when you're ready. I'll start your time. All right, 10:32. 15 minutes. I'm going to give them 2 extra minutes because we gave you 2.
You said something, John?
No, I'm good.
Special minutes of talking out your thing. All right, so you got 17 minutes. Straight over the dead. Hey, Cross Time Radio, this is how you do a debate. Go ahead. Yeah.
Okay. Everybody hear me?
Yes, sir.
You good? Okay, good. Okay, beautiful. Okay, so a lot of talking, but no reference again to a papyrus that makes the claim that he's making. He said that when there's no Pharaoh, you cannot practice the laws of Ma'at. That's his claim. Because I asked him to perfect. Because I asked him to present where that teaching is. You see, when you say somebody teaches something, the burden of proof is for you to present that. You have to show that. You can't just say, the Buddhists believe in Santa Claus. And the Buddhists are like, where did we ever say that? So when you say that Kemet teaches that when there's no Pharaoh, you cannot practice Ma'at, strike one again. Judges, please note, did he ever show that in the writing? Did he ever show a Kemetic sentence that ever said, when there's no Pharaoh ruling, you cannot practice Ma'at? Did he show that? No, he didn't. We'll move on. He doesn't show that. Next thing is ad hominem.
Exactly.
Ad hominem. Calling, when someone is losing in a debate, one of the first things they do is they start name calling. They attack the person and calling them names about 4 times. I'm this, I'm that, I'm this, I'm that. I'm all kinds of different types of names, but he's not presenting the papyrus. He didn't say anything about the teachings of Ma'at. He never quoted the teachings of Ma'at. He said, I never quoted the teachings of Ma'at. Judges, please make note. Please make note. I showed a screen of Amenemopi, the Medunetter, the translation, and showed about 5 different phrases and how they parallel the book of Psalms. In those phrases about not extending the borderline to steal from your fellow neighbor, about not communicating or befriending the hot-tempered man, those are the teachings of Ma'at, which Psalms agrees with. Psalms loves it. Psalms likes it. So when he said, please make note of all these things, because this is how I debate. When somebody says something, I make note of it, and I want the judges to see he told a lie and said that I never quoted any teachings of Ma'at. Judges,
was you trying to share your screen?
No.
Okay, all right, go ahead.
He did not show. He said I didn't teach. I never quoted teachings of Ma'at, but I actually did. I showed the papyrus. I showed the British Museum number. I showed the actual image of the scribe himself. I showed the translation.
I read that comment. That nigga Rob Wax Show said, the Rob Wax Show. The trolls is in full force tonight, yo. He said Judah's wife looks like a 10-year-old boy. That should tell you something right there. All right, let's get the show out.
And I showed how it paralleled the book of Psalms. Those are the teachings of Ma'at, written by the scribe Amenemopi in and around 1300 BCE. I gave the dates, I gave the translation. He said I didn't. Judges, please strike him. Make note again, he's only showing cartoons. He's showing pictures of 6-pointed stars. He's showing pictures of cubes and squares and all type of different and all these different things.
Smoking his motherfucking boots, yo. Smoking his boots in order, too. See, most motherfuckers don't know how to handle Judah. Like Chris know how to handle, I know how to handle, Josh know how to handle, and this brother right here know how to handle. I don't know where the fuck he came from, but he just came out of here with some common sense shit, because most of these motherfuckers ain't got common sense. So they don't know how to handle fucking Judah and shit. They'll let Judah run all over them and call them, and they'll get all frustrated and shit. This nigga cool as a cucumber, just smoking.
Not in the scripture.
Look at you in the face.
They're not in the Torah.
No.
There is no 6-pointed star in the Torah. There is no ancient artifact.
Boom.
Where did the Jews have this cube and the 6-pointed stars? I asked them to present the archaeology that shows that Jews believed in this temple. He said the temple was destroyed. Make note that the topic was brought up by him that Kemet didn't have colleges.
Boom.
I showed a college, which is a building of learning, and I asked him to present Hebrew Israelite artifact colleges. He said they destroyed the temple. The temple is a singular word. They destroyed every single Hebrew Israelite temple, every single Hebrew Israelite college from 1600 BC all the way. He had judges make notes. Make note. No Israelite references. All he's showing is words on his paper. Judges, did he ever pull up any papyrus that actually showed a teaching of Ma'at? He pulled up page 198 of the Per Em Haru that has the declarations of innocence. He called them confessions. Confession means that you've done something. When he read them, the sentences said, I have not done this. I have not done that. Doesn't a confession mean you have done something? He called them confessions. And he said, these are the laws of Ma'at. Nowhere in the sentence does it say, those are not laws. That's somebody declaring what they have not done. That's not a law. This debate is about the laws of Ma'at versus the ways or teachings and laws of the Torah. I've quoted teachings from Ma'at. I've given dates. I've given papyruses. He has not quoted one teaching from Ma'at. He's quoting the Book of the Dead. The Book of the Dead is not the laws of Ma'at. The Book of the Dead is a book for the afterlife. There's no laws. Nowhere in the Book of the Law, in the Book of the Dead, or the Pram Haru, that it says that those declarations of innocence are laws. He said, you know what's important? What's important is science and geometry. Bet. Let me screen share. Science and geometry. Tell me if you guys can see the screen. So let me know when you can see it, please.
Okay, all right, hold on for a second. Let me see.
Yeah,
all right. I got it. I'm new at this, y'all. Okay, there you go.
Take your time.
Hey, you ready?
You see the screen?
Yes, sir.
Okay, in me and Judah's last conversation, he had to leave because he had to go to the doctor.
No, I don't see no screen.
Oh, you don't see a screen?
All I see is multiple screens. Okay. Oh, okay. Okay, thank you, Black Jesus. All right, thank you. All right.
Can you guys see a screen yet?
Yeah. Oh, now I went back to multiple screens. You get it back to where you had it.
Okay.
There you go.
Can you guys see this?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Me and Judah's last conversation in our preliminary, he had to leave because he had to go to the doctor. He said, what's important in this conversation? He said, what's important isn't science, geometry. That's what's important. And he shows geometry as his pictures. Make note, judges. What he's showing you is his drawings. He's showing you his drawings. Now, let's get into science. I hope how many of you people in this chat find gynecology important? Did the Israelites have gynecology? This is the Kahun gynecological papyrus. Also, the Petrie medical papyrus.
Pause it for a minute.
It is used.
Do you see how he's using everything Judah says against him? If that ain't goddamn faith, I don't know what is.
Yep.
Everything Judah lied about, even running to the doctor, he sat up there and he's using that against him. This is a master debater right here. I told you, B. Didn't I tell you? I said, that Judah ain't ready for no dude like this.
Yep.
So here, let me finish listening to this dissection.
Yep. Fucking Judah up.
C32057 is the oldest
source.
known medical text in Kemet. Although it's not the oldest in the world, as Philadelphia Museum has a Sumerian clay tablet from 3rd millennium preserved, dated to 1800 BC. It deals with women's health and gynecological diseases. So in Kemet, we had gynecology. Was there any gynecology mentioned, any doctor mentioned? Not, I don't want to see words. I want to see the papyrus with doctor's script, with any writings from in the Hebrew language, any kind of doctor's script. Now,
Judah looking sad,
we go
nigga.
to
Look at that
the
nigga
next
face like, God,
geometry. He said, what's important? Geometry. Then he drew his geometry.
like,
Judah, that geometry was drawn within your lifetime, my good brother. You drew that. You're 45 years old. You drew that within a period of 45 years. No Israelite drew what you drew. None. Here is the Pushkin State Museum of Fine Arts in Moscow, the first mathematical geometry in history. 13th dynasty, older material based on the 12th dynasty of Egypt, roughly 1,850 BC. 18 feet long. Here's the mathematical equation right here.
God damn!
This is the first geometry. This is Kemetic.
The highway ain't helping you, nigga, when you looking at the
This was made by the Kemetians. Your picture was made by you. Judah, how you doing, man? How you doing?
He even asked him how he's doing, yo, how is he gonna ask him how he's doing, bro? That's just oh my god.
Yo, smoke.
And then Judah talking about y'all cheated. Nigga, you cheated yourself.
Bro, he said, how you doing, bro? Like,
because y'all, look, all this shit that he been hooping and hollering about Africans is biting him in his face, right? They ain't got no literature. They couldn't read. They didn't have math. They didn't have science. Now he looking stupid. He probably went and choked the shit out of I.
Yup. Eyes right now. And the kids and shit got fucking coat hanger burns and shit out.
He went outside and whipped them with twigs.
Yup. Dude burned them with the iron and shit. Like they did what's the name in Good Times. Remember how they did Good Times? They were burning her with the iron?
Yeah, Penny.
Judah burning the kids like they petty and shit.
Bro, this dude pulled out Russian geometry, bro. I'm done.
That nigga pulled that shit out on Judah's ass and shit. He got the shit right there in his face. Judah looking crazy.
Perfect. There's no Hebrew ancient image of geometry and mathematical equations. So yes, geometry is important. That's what Kemet brought. Kemet brought that. Not God's people. We're God's people, according to Hebrew Israelites. God invented mathematics. Did he teach his people that? I'm showing you what's called primary sources. Ooh. This debate is primary sources of an actual culture that existed versus pictures that Judah Nazareth has drawn and words coming from a Bible. No image yet discussing the topic.
God damn.
Okay. Now, what's the next thing Mr. Judah said?
This shit is crazy.
Mr. Judah brought up the age. He brought up the age.
Yo, but the thing is, everything he's doing is according to Torah. To Torah. You know what I'm saying? Even proverbial. He's heaping hot coals of fire on him in kind. You know what I'm saying?
Yep, exactly. Keep those hot coals on his head, motherfucker. That nigga burning. That nigga, I told you he's gonna look like George Jefferson. Judah look like a fucking fool right now. All the little drawings, all the little fucking commentary shit. You ain't showed no sources, not one. All shit from this kooky websites, nothing.
Understand, when you judges go and watch back this video, and I hope you remember, I was going to screenshot it, but I'm already recording this. But in what he was showing, top it said commentary. When he was talking about the Kemetians, he's reading somebody.
He like, fuck, you saw him take that little step back in his seat. You saw that shit? Like, motherfucker, look how skinny that nigga look, too. Look how skinny Judah look. That nigga trying to flex his muscles. Yo, bird chest niggas.
His commentary, once again, he's not reading anything coming from a papyrus that the Kemetian themselves actually wrote. He never did that. Now, how long is the oldest ruling king on this planet? Who's the oldest ruling king? Okay, can everybody see this screen? This is Pepi of the 6th dynasty. Pepi of the 6th dynasty. This is in the Britannica, and it's on. See, I don't just give sources from the European or from the Britannica. This is in the Abydos King List, which I have the translation of and the images of the Abydos King List, which states that Pepi ruled for 94 years. I don't even know a 94-year-old man. He didn't start ruling at age 1. So let's say he ruled at age 6. He was 100 years old ruling a nation. This is from primary sources. You're talking about commentary saying, yes, and the Egyptians died at a young age because they had pestilence and disease. Was there times in Kemet where there was pestilence and disease? Absolutely.
Chris, didn't they try to say Pepi II and shit was the Pharaoh of the Exodus?
Yes, yeah, they tried to push that, but that was yeah, they tried to push that one time, and I brought this up on them. Yeah.
Another 100-year-old nigga and shit chasing motherfuckers through the desert. And he ruled for 90-something years. He ruled.
Are we going through COVID right now? Are we going through COVID right now? Hasn't the death rate risen since March? So if somebody focuses on the archaeology of America during the time of COVID, you know, over 84,000 people die of the flu. So if they focus on archaeology during this time period, they're going to say, you know, the Americans didn't live too long. Look what was killing them. Yes, because they're in pestilence right now. We're in the middle of a pandemic. And did
pause it for a minute. Pause it for a minute.
Thousands and thousands.
Now, if you're listening to this, if you wanted to vote for Judah at this point and be biased, and if you're just listening to this by ear, right? Who would you think was winning this debate? I mean, even if you don't know nothing about any of this stuff, who would you think was winning?
Exactly.
You would automatically think it was this guy right here winning. You wouldn't even pay any attention to Judah because you're like, man, he just being stupid. He doesn't have his things have his sources put together. He's stuttering. He doesn't have command over the information he's presenting. Listen, when I got told by Dr. Reggie yesterday, Chris had command and his information was well put together. I'm impressed. In the audience, I was like, okay, I'm doing something right. Right? But listening to Judah, Josh was in the Torah Nights, I was in the Torah Nights, you were in the Torah Nights, and we were all there. Nothing we did rubbed off on him.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Yeah.
Josh's creativity didn't rub off on him. Your intensity didn't rub off on him. My preparedness and intellect and good looks didn't rub off on him. Nothing rubbed off on him.
Yep.
Nothing. And everything that he brought to us, we rejected.
Yeah.
This nigga is dung, according to the Torah.
Yeah. You know what else gonna happen now? When motherfuckers see this shit, all these little motherfuckers is gonna be coming for Judah. All the little motherfuckers.
Good point.
And they gonna watch this video and they'll be like, yo, you don't act like Judah in a debate. You act like this nigga. And they gonna be fucking smoking Judah ass. And that nigga gonna be losing debate after debate after debate after debate. Now they're seeing what Judah does. And they look back at their old videos that when Judah so-called beat them, they're gonna be like, damn, I let that nigga pull that shit over on me. Damn, that nigga pulled that shit over on the judges. The judges gonna take note of that shit now. All the judges gonna remember this debate. Judah's gonna lose. Yo, he gonna fucking hang it up. You know what? Judah gonna have to buy that Van Halen CD, that cheer, and that motherfucking rope.
And that was my shit right there.
You remember when he did that?
Go ahead, jump. Dun, 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 dun. Jump. Go ahead, jump.
Go ahead and jump.
Yeah, I used to like that CD. Go ahead, Van Halen was the shit.
Hell yeah,
It's a nice jam.
On real life.
Judah gonna go out to it and shit. Good thing to go out to the motherfucker, Judah.
I said Judah be snorting coke, sniffing Niggy's wedgie.
He got to be buried in fucking Japan and shit. Because the crackhead parents didn't have the money and shit.
Yeah, there's no coming back from this. There's no way he can come back from this.
No, there isn't.
Because people gonna be listening to you like you didn't rebut anything.
Yeah.
He just said Israelite. See, let me tell you something. Kemet was doing okay until Kemet on trial came. When Kemet on trial happened, all the Bible, all the One West guys decided they wanted somebody acting like Rob Rack. All the One West guys decided they wanted to attack Kemet based on that pseudo information that was presented by a lot of the One West guys. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. And these really, this is not, I'm just being honest with y'all. This is not how you debate. You do not debate using a presentation on either side, even when I do it. It's just that it has become the standard today because of technology. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
But I don't think this guy would even need a presentation.
Nope.
Right. But because we're debating online, we use presentations. Now, just listening to Judah, his rhetoric isn't even good. You know what I'm saying, Josh? Like, Josh can get up there because he's got that cool demeanor and kick good rhetoric and talk about the Tharwah, talk about the Torah, what it does for him. Right. And people will be intrigued. Like when he'll put on one of them videos walking through the the palm trees, people will listen. That's intriguing. Right. And they'll see his demeanor and he carries it with him. Right. Like they say, Torah is in your heart. No Israelite should be debating this book because the Torah is in your heart. Once you have the instruction, you can put it down. Yeah. You can put it to the side and go, okay, I know what I'm supposed to be doing. You read it for inspiration. Once you learn how to put together a transformer, you don't need the instructions anymore.
Right.
You throw the instructions away.
Yeah.
Once you understand what the Torah is, it's about one being chosen and one not being chosen, light and dark, good and evil, left and right, up and down. Once you learn that, you can put it down. You can say, I understand this now. But you can always read it for inspiration, like the story between David and Saul, how Saul was chosen and was rejected because of what he did and because he wasn't willing to repent. You can begin to use this and teach your son these stories. That's the one advantage that the Bible does have over Kemet because they have complete text.
Yep. And I always said that in the Torah nights. I was like, you didn't see me quoting all these goddamn scriptures and shit like that? Nigga, I know the shit. You see that the way I'm acting, motherfucker. You see the shit in me. I don't gotta recite no motherfucking no shit in no damn book. And like Chris said, like when you read, you get it. And now it's in you. Really great, crazy and shit. Got that 1-8. Thank you for the 1-800 hotline, suicide hotline number, Willie Grips. Jesus loves you. Tell him you brung yourself so your family can get the finder's fee. Nicole said Judah made a 7-hour video about the debate being rigged.
Of course.
Yeah, he did this morning.
Of course. 7 hours, yo. This is supposed to be a family man.
Yup, exactly. I've been on the phone with him, with his woman, with fucking old Flatty Patty and shit. It's like, why don't you do something for the family? And shit, that nigga was like, oh shit.
I told you that they're gonna kill his ass. I told you that shit, man.
She told me too. Said Judah doesn't do anything here. I might have that shit in the chat. I might have that motherfucker in one of my messages and shit. I'll do a video on that shit one day. Yeah, Judah, your wife used to talk to me about you. How you ain't shit, Judah. Yes, you did. Yes, you did. She called me sensei too, Judah. Why your wife called me sensei?
Okay, B. Okay, B. Okay.
Real niggas, yo. Real niggas. I keep it 100. Shit. My fault. My woman ain't calling no niggas sensei. Your woman is though, nigga. Judah, why your woman calling me sensei? All right.
Oh boy.
point in time, in the thousands and thousands of years, there's going to be some kind of pandemic. Is it okay? There's a pandemic, but here we have a pharaoh ruling for 94 years. The pharaoh ruling. How long did Ramesses rule? How long did Ramesses rule? Ramesses ruled for 67 years. I don't know a 67-year-old man. How old is Trump? I don't know a 67. I don't know a 94-year-old man that can put together sentences.
Yo, that was hot right there. Y'all heard that? The motherfuckers on the panel and the shit was laughing at the nigga. You heard that motherfucker laugh? There's some chicken son just laughed at that nigga.
Pepe ruled for 67. I'm sorry, Ramesses ruled for 67 years. Now, Ptah-hotep. Let me see if I can find Ptah-hotep. If you guys can see the screen, let's move away from Judah's Temple of Man drawing. Let's move away from Judah's Temple of Man. And Hotep, in his own writings, I have it on here. See if I have it. Oh, he said Israel had musicians. Israel had this. You see this? You see these images here? You see these images here, everybody? These are actual people drawing themselves as musicians. The actual people themselves. The actual people themselves drawing themselves with flutes and harps and dancing. This is from Kemet. Can I get one Israelite picture of an Israelite dancing? Black people dance, right? The black people dance? All the Israelite pictures I see are cartoons. If you go to any Israelite website, it's a bunch of cartoons of Jesus or Yeshua or Abraham. Where are the ancient pictures of any Israelite dancing? Ptah-hotep.
Yo, you saw that shit? That nigga fucking can't even drink the juice. That shit. Yo. Judah, what the scripture say about a man that had the spittle on their beard, Judah? Tell us, Judah, what the scripture say about a man having spittle on his motherfucking beard, nigga? Crazy son of a bitch.
Wrote his book at 110 years old.
He's not even wiping it off.
So let me get this straight. The Egyptians, this is their writings now. Ptah-hotep in his own writings said that he wrote the book at 110 years old. That's what he said.
Dude, stop doing no Mason side.
That's what he said. So when you saying that the Egyptians didn't live long, yes, there was a time when some Egyptians didn't live long. Yes, there was a time when some Egyptians didn't live long. I probably have 1 minute left, so I'm going to go straight to Ptah-hotep.
2 minutes remaining.
2 minutes remaining. These are the extra 2 minutes? Okay. So...
Yep, Nicole, Jessica, Negi. This is the byproduct of what Negi wanted to happen. Believe it.
Let's see if this pulls up. Here we go. Everybody see the screen? Here we go. You can look this up on www.uclauk.museums under the translation of Ptah-hotep. It starts in the beginning, the teaching. This is the teachings of Ma'at from Ptah-hotep, the teaching of the overseer of the city, vizier, Ptah-hotep. He starts talking about his age. He said, my old age is struck, age descended, feebleness has arisen, weakened here again. Sleep is upon discomfort all day, eyes grown small. He's talking about age. The mouth is silent. Look at the next box, and it says right here, eat ni renput sent med Ankh. And what is that? I took 100 minutes. What I have done on earth is not little. I took 110 years of life. So we're ruling for 67 years, and here we have a scribe living to 110 years old. So were there Cometians that died early? According to your commentary, yes. Were there Cometians that lived older than any man I know? Yes. This is primary sources. The burden of proof is on Judah. Please show me where the Cometians say if there's no pharaoh in rulership, then you cannot practice Ma'at. I yield the mic.
There it is.
Man, hey.
That was you, Chris? Oh, no.
This is awesome. I hope y'all understand what y'all just listened to. This brother
Hey man, they should have been had you in this room, brother. You a damn surgeon, right? He's a surgeon, man, and he's dissecting him. What a surgeon has, a damn knife. And right now he cutting some shit up. So I feel sorry for the judge.
He said right now he cutting some shit up. And you know what's ill about this shit? You know how Jeremiah is and shit. And they're like, goddamn cannon shit. And that motherfucker is snorting mounds of cocaine and shit in the crib. Right? Fucking, he can't even say Judah won.
No.
That nigga can't do that shit. He like, shit, I with the Bible and everything now, Judah. I'm with the Bible and everything. But that boy with your ass. That boy with your ass now.
They got the judges, man. I can't wait for the question and answers. This is a good one. This is a good one.
All right. That's his last and final round. Now the champ is coming to do his final round, and then we're gonna get you the question and answer. Go ahead, champ. You let us know when you're ready. You get 50 minutes.
So he's supposed to be the champ?
Yeah. Hold on. Yeah, Judah is the debate league champion for them.
Oh shit.
Yep. So he went all the way to the top of that fucking league. He went all the way to the top of that shit. And now he all the way at the bottom. Yeah, look at his face. That's right, y'all. Hit that like, share, and subscribe button. Question. So what? 110-year-old. We only had 10 months a year back. I don't know. Shit. That's a good question. Maybe somebody else answer that. I ain't good for that one. Hit that like, share, and subscribe button. Champ. All right, let's go.
Go ahead.
All right. This guy keeps saying, you didn't know anything about piracy. That's not my job. That's your job. And how do we know that papyrus doesn't say, I bleed out my private area in my rear end, like they did in Kemet? Okay? From all the diseases and parasites in their intestines. That's not my job to do that. That's your job. And it's your job to prove that you can actually read the hieroglyphics. Because that Kemetic Yiddish you're speaking, how do we know you have a comparative linguistic branch to compare and say, well, this is what it says? You're just going by what some white man said, bro. Get out of here, bro. The topic of debate is for the judges. He's trying to appeal to the judges. And he's whining because he's getting his rear end kicked. The topic of the debate is what's best for our people, not what's the oldest writings. Now, without any further ado, let's go because this dude's been dead two rounds. Now, I know some of y'all like Hotel, but clearly, the ninjas they weren't too smart. That's why they were dying early. Let's keep it going. Share screen. Get this dude out of here. He's not showing you nothing about how.
Let me get your screen shared. Hold up. I know what this is. All right, there you go.
He's not showing you nothing about how.
We don't see nothing yet, brother. So get it together.
All right, there you go. Well, these things don't exist in the Torah. First off, the Shila David does exist. The lily, the sunshine, the honeycomb, the pomegranate.
You hear this nigga? The pomegranate, the lily, and the honeycomb. So because those are in the words in the Torah, that means it's the Shila David.
It was the holy of holies in the Torah, which the Most High says, put it in your mind. Deuteronomy 6 verse 8, bind it between your eyes. So this guy doesn't know what he's talking about. We have psalms of degrees, elevation. He has no clue what he's talking about. Knowledge, wisdom, understanding for the people. For the people, not for the kings, not for the scribes only, but for the people. We are admonished in our book that everyone is to acquire knowledge and understanding. Right?
There you go.
He's like, you drawing up. Of course, because our books are written in letters, and I just take the words and I just illustrate them. Like we had a rod with to measure or read. We had a plumb line, and these things meant something. Let me get into why it's more beneficial. The Torah is more beneficial. What the Torah does, it renews the mind. Killah in the Torah stands for stupidity. Natzarah. The word zar means distress or oppression or adversity.
Ad hoc fallacy.
Right? Or grief. Right? That's because The Torah is a book of instruction. What's the instruction about? The spirit. While they're worshiping pharaohs and worshiping the sun and the moon and goats and all this crazy stuff, the Most High was like, don't do that. Leviticus 18, don't do that. Focus on the spirit. Renew the mind. Notice there's nothing about how Ma'at is renewing the mind for the inward man, for the soul and the spirit. We have a plumb line, which is Ezekiel 48, verse 30.
There he goes.
4 and 10. Right? Fatayah or Fatatam. It's a cord or a thread. It means to wrestle or struggle against stupidity. He needs this. He needs the plumb line. He's crying over here. Who's going to be right? He needs some other illustrations.
Right? Drew the plumb line design.
Yeah, I'm the one who came up with that shit. And it's funny how he takes words and put them together and say, oh, it means this. But it has to be in the right context. He said, oh, this means this, and this. Like he said here, thread, to wrestle.
Yeah, totally out of context.
Yup. Linen, stupidity. Like, in what stretch of what does it mean in there? You can't pick and choose. So if something says meaning a thread, you can't say it means stupidity. You can't mean it means the struggle. You can't say it means linen. It has to be in the right context. That's like you can take anything and shit, and so that's like saying, what's two words that are spelled the same and mean different things? Shit, I can't think of that. Come on, help me out. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you got a word with the same name, with the same spelling, but it means two different things and shit. You can't pick and choose what the fuck it mean and shit, and you ain't write that motherfucker.
Because, well, you dream that. Well, bro, our book is not a book of illustrations. Second off, I can show you the Dead Sea Scrolls, but, y'all already know. Those are our oldest writings, but that's not...
Whoa, didn't it say Sephiroth?
Hold on.
Did that nigga just say Sephiroth?
All right, we have an alphabet.
You got to 11:04 Central Time.
All right. We have an alphabet, what's called the Aleph Ba, which means house of instruction. Aleph means 1,000, it also means to teach or to learn. All the way down to thought, right? With a numerical value of 1,495, 19. You know that number 9 is of the world, basically, 360 degrees. But you get it, you know all that, right? There's no alphabet for the common people in Kemet. They're illiterate. The Most High said in the Torah, he was like, keep these commandments for starting a pot between your eyes, right? So anybody
remember that brain shit? Remember, I just showed you that in the book, in the Temple of Man book. I just showed you that.
Psychology. That's called the study of the spirit, the Rawat, right? So you can be a psychologist while actually going to college just by studying the Torah.
Nigga, you ain't nowhere near no psychologist. If you was a psychologist, your brain to be fixed, nigga. That only a crazy person would say that.
Right? Because your brain has nerve cells. Bear in mind the brain is called matter, which is the same word used for the Holy of Holies, the Bayar, matter. You know that the Holy of Holies is the head, right, where the 10 Commandments are placed. You're supposed to keep the 10 Commandments in your mind. They don't do that in Ma'at. There's no teachings, right, to improve and lift up the mind or the spirit of the people, right? Only the pharaohs worship as a god, the people are just being dumb, dying early, right? So, the Torah tells you, let me get the scripture real quick. Okay? He's not showing you anything. He's just talking about, this is...
Why does Judah just speak all these absolutes and show no proof? I don't get it.
To comprehend words of understanding, to receive the discipline of wisdom, righteousness, justice, and equity, to give prudence to the simple, knowledge and discretion to the youth, which means it's for everybody, not just scribes and the pharaohs. Let the wise man hear and increase learning. The understanding man shall acquire wise counsels. To understand an allegory in the figure, the words of the wise and their riddles. The fear of Yahweh is the beginning of knowledge. Fools despise wisdom and discipline. Hearken, my son, to the discipline of your father, and do not forsake the Torah of your mother or instruction. For they are a wealth of grace for your head and a necklace on your neck.
Pause it right there,
My
B.
son.
Pause it.
Yeah.
Here's a problem that he's had. Everything he's saying is subjective, and it's only it can only be used as a primary source regarding his culture. You can't use this stuff in a debate, bro. It's subjective. That guy is showing you things that are objective, and Judah don't understand that, unfortunately. But go ahead. I just want to say that.
Yeah, that's crazy. You doing some shit and you don't understand it, and you think you're doing something, and that's what I used to do. That's how the Hebrew Israelite used to win. Like, if you don't know the difference in shit, you think you're winning, or you think the dude whip your ass and shit. If you don't know no better.
Right, so it's admonishing all Israelites to study. Now, you got to study the alphabet. Study our language, which is mathematical. Right? There's math science for everybody.
Now
he's not teaching mathematics. It's not teaching linguistics or literacy to the people. It's not teaching psychology or understanding how the
none of that shit in the Torah.
The mind works. Your brain having the white and gray matter with 100 billion nerve cells, neurons firing off. It doesn't get into any of that. Watch this. Watch this. Let me just figure out.
This should teach psychology? I didn't know that.
Come on, man. Hold on.
And his brain all fucked up.
All right. Anybody, it's smaller.
Once again, his own drawing.
Psychology knows it's perfect for the Torah. Right, right? You get higher thinking called kashab. Thinking, computation, conceptions regarding. When you're like reading things in the Torah about things, mountains means conceptions. Trees means counsel. Motivation, nadab, to volunteer, willingness, spontaneous, planning. This is what the frontal lobe does. So you can study like neurology and psychology.
8 minutes remaining, 8 minutes.
Cool, with the Torah, right? Information, yada'ah, or knowledge, designation, declare, recognition, order, erak, world, arrange, estimate, equal. Then there's a thing back here called the parietal lobe, which focuses on the preparation, treasure, ready, splendid. The parietal lobe also deals with like meditation. Well,
I'm gonna do a video on this to fuck his ass up.
Reflection, which the Torah basically is it's like the water. You reflect on things, on the concepts of the Torah. Right? You can't do that with Ma'at. The occipital lobe deals with like the physical vision. But in the mind or in the spirit, you have imagination. Imagination is like abstract thought, right? You don't have that in Kemet. Spiritual functions, mathematics, kashab, science, da'af, language, rashawan, abstract ideas and symbol and allegory, mashal, which you get the word proverbs. And meditation, shayak, which you get the word mashayak from, meditation or devotion. Interpretation, malazayak, which means interpretation. Riddles, dark sayings, knots, hayadah, imagination, the mayawan, which means like a likeness. These things happen from the mind, which helps with the Torah. The Torah helps with increasing learning or understanding of how the mind works, or the spirit, right?
Yeah, all that shit.
Ma'at doesn't teach you about the soul and the spirit. Okay, the spirit or the mind, air in motion, the senses, spaciousness of mind, transitory, empty, the breath, smell, perception, relief. Proverbs 6:16, verse 2. And measure the mind, the spirit of Yahweh. Yahweh measures the mind or the spirit of man. Amun-Ra is not measuring your mind because he's the sun. The sun will measure nothing. He goes down at night. What are you talking about? Keep it going. The Most High tells you about the soul, the nefesh, refresh self, personality, individual life, breath, life, desire, mood, state, willing, feelings, right? Genesis chapter 9, verse 5. For its soul is in the blood.
Fast forward this.
You can learn about the soul is in the blood. What's the blood? Water.
Fast forward this bullshit. Get to the knife getting sewn through his damn neck.
How far should I go?
I want to see this bullshit.
Yeah, it's his own interpretations. Anyhow,
Making that shit up. He got that shit from them Jews, them Jewish rabbis.
This new society. And she was a virgin or she said she was a virgin, or gets married. Let me rephrase the question. If a woman gets married and says she was a virgin, but she actually wasn't a virgin, in the new laws that we set up in our civilization, should this woman be strangled to death? Would this be a good thing?
All right, your answer is 11:09. You got.
I didn't understand his question. You say it one more time.
Okay, he didn't understand your question, family.
Okay. If we set up a new society based on a set of laws and rules, and a woman says she was a virgin, and she gets married, and she's found out to not be a virgin, should we strangle her to death?
No.
Okay. All right.
Good. Okay.
You got 2 minutes to expound on it. I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, like, no. What do you say? Strangle for?
See? You see what
Okay. Is there another form of death that should be applied to our black?
Is this your second question?
Oh, because
that's what I was going to say.
Yeah.
That's what I was so now we'll be
he got up to 2 minutes to answer, and then he's going to ask you a question. You got up to 2 minutes to answer, to elaborate. Go ahead, Judah.
I mean,
it's your turn.
If she was found not to be a virgin, everyone should be alerted about what this woman and her dealings, and she should, her shame. That's my,
retarded.
All right, now go ahead.
Okay. Where in Ma'at does it say not to lay with animals, perform homosexuality, and have sex with dead bodies?
All right. 11:10. You got 2 minutes to answer that, Amon Hotel Rock.
Okay. Let me get to the screen. Okay. So where in Ma'at does it say not to lay with animals and not to
do not
lay with animals and do not what was the other one? Not have sex with
homosexual relations and do not sleep with dead bodies.
Okay. In the teachings of Ptah Hotep, it states that you should not interact sexually with a boy-girl. That is a boy that believes he's a girl inside. This is in the teachings of Ptah Hotep. So a boy that believes he is a girl inside is a homosexual. This is actually what homosexuals, a lot of homosexuals describe themselves as this. They say, I was born a man, but I am a woman inside, and therefore, you've heard it all before. But this is in the teachings of Ptah Hotep.
You've heard it all before.
Have sex with a boy girl. That's in the teaching. As far as where does it say in the scrolls of Ma'at not to have sex with was it a deceased? You said deceased? Is that what you had? A dead person?
Sir, I mean, where the law, brother? You said the law is a law. So it should be punishable if there is. So where is the law? It says do not be a homosexual, do not sleep with animals, and do not sleep with dead bodies, or is punishable by this.
Oh,
you're adding to the question now. So this
yeah, hold on. Y'all see what Judah just did? He asked him about the law with a virgin lying, saying that she's a virgin. Well, the scripture says your ass supposed to be put to death. Judah says she shouldn't be put to death. He went against his own shit, and now he turning around and asking him some shit, and he gave it to him, and now he's saying, "What's the punishment for it?" But Judah left out the punishment.
Another question?
No, a law means it's something you have to follow, and there's a punishment if you don't follow the law. That's what I'm asking you.
Oh, okay. So your actual question was, where does it say you cannot sleep with homosexuals and where animals and homosexuals?
Right, come on, everybody. That's what he actually. Where does
Okay. Then he added and said punishable by this. So that's another question. That's not in the first question. So in the first question,
nah, bro, that's one question, bro. Allah.
Added question. Nope. I try to add words and somebody asked me that another question.
Right.
You try to add words and it's cool. Nope.
Okay, hold on. Everybody stop, please.
Nope.
Hold on. Everybody stop. Look, he's asking you.
Bum McClyde. Y'all still with me, right?
Yeah. Look at that. Look at that. It was so like he had to channel so much like demonic energy that it just shut down the whole thing. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Like that's a damn shame. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. Are we going through COVID right now?
Hey, get rid of that Boost mobile phone, bro. You're going to have to upgrade. But go ahead. We're going to let you slide this time.
To say that I should believe in this. That's the question now?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. When we set up this new society, if a woman gets no, I'm asking.
I don't see you trying to.
He wants to know if he can. Yes, he can. Okay, thank you.
Go ahead.
Okay. Can everybody see my screen now?
Let me add it. Hold up. All right.
Not yet, though, Drew.
Okay.
Hit that like button, y'all.
Can everybody see the screen?
Not yet.
Not yet. Okay. Okay. It says here the screen is showing.
But he's waiting for Judah to do it.
Oh, Judah. Oh, I'm sorry. Okay.
Yeah, your screen is on.
So it's giving you multiple screens, Judah, right now. There you go. You get to see my screen? It just left. It was there, it went down, Judah. There's no little from the chat here.
Come on, niggas.
I'm still talking, so he's trying to see the screen. He has to do something to get the screen.
What are you waiting on?
Okay, in the meantime, is it too long to read? I can read it. Okay, so that'd probably be better. Okay. All right. So there you go. You can see the screen? Yeah, now it popped. Okay, good, wonderful. Okay, so here we have once again. Why is it not on? Okay. So if somebody's not showing the whole screen. Okay, here we go. So these are the once again the laws of Ma'at under. You can research this.
You got 2 minutes to answer this.
Okay, perfect.
It's 11:20. It's 11:22. Go ahead.
Awesome. Ptah Hotep, which is the oldest known book found on Earth, the oldest known book of laws found. We have here some of the laws of Ma'at, which talk about conduct. If you want perfect conduct, be free in every evil. Guard yourself against the vice of greed. So as far as the sentence in the Shakespearean language, thou shalt not be greedy, no, it's not worded like that. It's guard yourself from greed. There's no treatment for it. So one of the laws of Ma'at is to not be greedy. If a wife parts from the husband, It is a compound of all evil. Okay, these are the laws of Ma'at. These are some of the laws of Ma'at, which are how to conduct yourself, how to treat people. Don't be proud. Here we go. Don't be proud of your knowledge. Consult the ignorant and the wise. The limits of art are not reached. No artist skills are.
1 minute remaining.
Okay, good speech is more hidden than greenstone. Do not repeat calumny, nor should you listen to it. Okay, don't speak any gossip. Okay, only report a thing that you've observed, not heard.
Oh shit.
So, as far as conduct, here are some. I just gave about 5 examples. They're not in the sentence "thou shalt not." They're in "do not." But this is an example of the laws of Ma'at, which I have not heard challenged yet. Thank you.
In time.
Perfect.
All right, dude. I think this. No, who's going to ask?
Me.
Okay. Go ahead.
All right. This guy's not answering nothing.
Take the screen down, dude. Yeah, take the screen down, family.
That's not me, it's him.
I was talking about Jeremiah.
Okay. All right. For the confused brother, is the universe in a state of chaos or isfet right now?
You understand this question?
Yes, means the whole entire universe is in a state of isfet?
Yeah.
Not the whole entire universe. I have not traveled. I can't tell you what's going on in the whole universe. No, I can't comment on what's taking place in the boundaries of the universe and where chaos is going on. I can't even tell you what's going on Mars right now.
All right. Was that 3 and 3, or did somebody else give him a question?
That's 3 and 3.
See what happens when you ask see what happens when you ask non-sequitur questions?
Yep.
He played his ass. That's what you get, Judah.
Yep.
I want to hear this judgment come across.
Debate. We're gonna give y'all 5 minutes to go back and forth, and then we're going to the
God.
All right. All right. So you basically, I'm going first because this dude's already dead. If the judges try to pull some BS,
come on, just get it in.
All right.
See that?
We're going back and forth.
Right? It opened bad. He said, "See, I'm going in." If the judges try to pull some BS, you the champ. You shouldn't be worried about the judges, nigga. You the champ of the Lions, then, nigga. This motherfucker, yo.
You just said that Ma'at isn't working, bro. You don't admit that, right? Because they said that the universe, which is our sun, moon, stars, whatever, they'd be in a state of isfet or chaos. Everything's still going on its cycle as Yahweh ordained in Genesis chapter 1. So you do understand that Ma'at, as ancient Egypt thought and practiced, that it was all a lie. You do understand that, correct?
No.
So
waiting for you to quote. Still waiting for you to quote the teachings of Ma'at, please, sir.
Sir, that's not my job. It's your job.
You're making claims about Ma'at teachings, and you're not showing me where these teachings are. You're just making a claim. Where the teachings are?
If you're going to be a Kemetic, then follow Kemet. My dude, you're trying to be a Christian. Right, you know full well. There was Ma'at and Isfet.
I don't follow Kemet. I don't follow Kemet. Sorry.
You what?
I do not follow Kemet. I'm sorry.
You can say that again, brother. This debate has been over a long time ago, but I know some of you. You got the story, bro.
Do not.
Is the universe in a state? Are all the cycles of the universe, are they still intact?
I have no idea what all the cycles of the universe is doing. What a question is this? Am I that powerful to answer what all the cycles of the universe? What? Whoa.
So did the sun and the moon fall on the earth, sir?
Did the what? The sun and the moon fall on the earth? No.
And the stars, did they fall on the earth?
Somewhere in the Bible, the sun and the moon stopped. But I don't.
That's crazy.
Bro.
Rafi, chill out.
I mean, no, it's okay. This dude's getting his head whacked off.
I want a piece of him next.
Beat him down.
Hold on. Let them have another 5.
Has this man? Excuse me. Has this man quoted the teachings of Ma'at yet?
I don't need to. That's your job. Watch this. In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. When the earth was astonishingly empty with darkness upon the surface of the deep. We go on to verse 14. God said, "Let there be luminaries in the firmament of heaven to separate between day and night, and it shall serve as signs, and for festivals, and for days, and for years." Or according to Ma'at, you gotta prove me wrong, that Ma'at in Isfet, it says that without Ma'at, there's Isfet, which means chaos. Well, Ma'at's not being practiced. It's the universe in a state of chaos, or all things going on their regular cycles.
I am still judges. Please make note. He has not referred to any teaching of Ma'at to ask this question.
Oh my gosh, that's not my job, sir. It's your job.
When it's my turn to start interacting with him, I'm going to give biblical quotes.
It's back and forth, bro.
It's back and forth, rapid fire. You can interact anytime you want, bro. I got 3 more minutes in rapid fire. Then we go to the judge.
I have no questions. None.
So you have not presented where this is in the teachings of Ma'at. So I can't answer the question based on Buddhism. I don't know what you're talking about.
So you don't know that the Egyptians worship the sun, moon, stars, and nature?
I have no idea what you're talking about, sir. Could you please quote Ma'at?
Wait a minute. So you don't really study Kemet then, or Ma'at?
Please quote teachings of Ma'at, or do you refuse to?
Is Amun-Ra the sun?
Is Amun-Ra the sun? Amun-Ra is the name of a phase of the sun, yes.
So then the Egyptians worship the heavenly bodies?
Worshipped the heavenly bodies? Yeah, absolutely.
Are they in a state of chaos right now?
I don't know. I've not been out to all the heavenly bodies.
So the sun is...
How can I answer that? Are you finished now?
Did the sun... No, bro, you can come... Did the sun and moon crash into each other, bro? And
ask your questions, brother. Go ahead. Get in.
As this man has not quoted one teaching of Ma'at to say that I should believe in this. You're very frustrated, aren't you?
Because you said you were going to do this. You said you were going to be very vague. So anyone who gives this debate to this dude...
I have glasses off. That nigga had to take his glasses off.
Oh, damn. Look, pay attention to this, right? But look, the debater is right. I don't have to say anything. You said you were going to tear up Ma'at, but yet all he's doing is quoting everything else. He's talking about esoteric shit. He's talking about moons and stars. He's saying, I don't have to answer any of this because it's non sequitur to the debate.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That's simple.
He's tearing his ass up, man. He doesn't know what to do. He probably wants to go jump out on the
go ahead,
patio.
Josh. No, I'm sorry. Forgive me.
No, I'm just saying, like, he probably wants to just jump the fuck out on the patio onto the street and just go somewhere. You know what I'm saying?
And did you hear how he says, sorry, dude, that don't work with me? My man, Judah was like, you a Christian. He said, sorry, dude, that don't work with me. You haven't quoted Ma'at once. Judah has not studied it. He did not study for this topic. He brought those old One West rebuttals in, and he wants this guy to chase him, and the guy's not chasing him.
Yeah.
Look at if you look at the chat.
Not.
If you look at the chat on there, everybody's saying the champ ain't showing how the Torah is better for our people.
Yep, it just goes to show that Judah is a homosexual because he wants men to chase him. You know what I'm saying? Absolutely. Always. He always shows that shit.
Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Yo, yeah, Nicole, go on and shit on his shit. Tell that nigga he wanted to debate my motherfucking ass so I can whip his ass like this nigga did. Yeah, but you see, yeah, you're right, yo. He tried to get him to fall into his bullshit so he can. Oh, see, you don't know. You don't know. Maybe kick this fucking butt.
Yeah, the dude is the most absolute calmest alpha male that I've seen on a debate. You know what I'm saying? Like, just like, yo, what are you talking about? Can you shut up so I can keep going? You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And Judah's all like, you notice when Judah, whenever he asks a question, he's all aggressive. That's why I don't fall for that with him. I'm like, Judah, can you answer the question, please? And it's making him more frustrated because this gentleman isn't being frustrated. And Josh, you made an excellent point about this. You said this guy is more Torah and Torah based than Judah is. He shows more patience.
He's more of a priest than Judah is. You understand what I'm saying?
Absolutely. Yep. He's personifying exactly what the Torah says that you should be up against fools, as far as Proverbs is concerned. You know what I'm saying? He's being so kind, it's heaping nothing but like volcanic magma, hot rocks upon Judah's head.
He can't stand it. Judah had to take his glasses off.
You know, really, he didn't even have to do nothing. All he had to do, he's rebutted Judah on everything. On everything. Go ahead, play this slaughter so we get to this judgment.
I have no idea whose teachings you're coming from to ask me. I cannot ask you questions from Buddhism. You're not a Buddhist. You're asking me questions, not anything that I believe.
Dharma is the same as Ma'at, bro. It's the same.
You quote, again, you're trapped. You cannot quote the teachings of Ma'at to ask me a question.
I don't need to. It's your job. I'm an Israelite.
You're making the claim that I believe in something. Sir, where do you get that idea from?
Okay, so can you explain what Ma'at is then to people? Because you're being very vague. I knew you were going to do this, bro.
I will not give you any.
Then you lose the debate. He doesn't explain.
You will not let me for you. You will not let me say, sir. Tell me what's my
Pause, B. Pause. This shit right here, I love this goddamn shit. This is what I'm talking about. Josh, do you see what he's saying? No, I will not give you any leeway in this debate. He don't have to tell you what Ma'at is. Judah, you're supposed to be the one that knows its weak points. All you did was come in here and make claims. So what Judah wants from this gentleman now is to explain what Ma'at is so Judah can somehow piggyback it and try to tear it down because he didn't research it. But this gentleman said at the beginning of in the preliminary, this is something funny, Josh. He said, I heard you when you debated a moral one time, and he said you were well researched. He said, but when I hear you talk about this, you better be very well researched at it. The only reason why Judah was able to destroy that moral was because of Killah B and the information that B passed on to him. And the fact that most people who debate don't really know how to let go of their ego in a debate. This guy don't have an ounce of ego. I don't even see one. I don't even hear it. He's calm. He hasn't raised his voice. Yes, his diction has changed, but he remains poised. And he's saying, I don't have to tell you what Ma'at is. You're supposed to already know in this debate.
Correct. And he's only being that way out of respect for the audience.
Exactly.
Yep. Let's go.
2 minutes remaining.
How you win the debate and don't answer no questions and being real vague? How?
You are presenting an ideology, a teaching that is not attached to me, and then asking me what I think about it, about the sun.
So you not follow Ma'at as the Egyptians follow Ma'at?
Where does it say that in Ma'at? Now you
do you follow Ma'at as the Egyptians follow Ma'at?
I follow the teachings of Ma'at written by the scribes.
As the Egyptians follow Ma'at.
You teach.
Yes or no, sir? Do you follow Ma'at as the Egyptians follow Ma'at?
Ask questions here. Is this where we speak over each other? Is that
okay? Answer no questions, man. How can you want to say this guy want to debate? He answer no questions. This is retarded.
I've answered your question, sir.
Do you follow Ma'at as the Egyptians follow Ma'at?
1 minute remaining.
Okay, let's get because you won't let me speak edgewise. That's how you try to. You won't let me speak edgewise. You believe that if our women get raped and they're not heard in the city, according to Deuteronomy, that if they're not heard in...
Oh, he got him. You see that shit? He got him.
That's it, man. I love this shit.
He got him.
Yep, Chris, exactly.
I love this shit.
What should happen? He said, oh, you don't do nothing to her. So do you follow the Torah as the fucking the Israelites did, Judah?
Remember, this is what I always said, man. Like, why do these camps and why do all these so-called people who claim to follow the Torah, why aren't they the attributes of judgment? You know what I'm saying? Why are they waiting for the Most High to come down and do something? You know what I mean? Like, that's not going to work. It never works. It has never worked.
Judah's glasses are foggy now.
He is big.
Then they should be killed.
I didn't say that, bro. You're lying. See, you're get off that witchcraft, bro. You got demons on you, bro. That's not witchcraft, bro. Your civilization believes in having sex with dead people. And
show me.
Okay? Okay? This dude out. Get him out of here.
Yeah, he does not show me. He has admitted.
You're the Kemetic. I'm an Israelite.
Pause right there. Pause. Pause right there.
Lying version, Judah.
No, hold on. Look, this is what he just did. At the end of this debate, he said, "Get him out of here. I'm an Israelite." After he's insulted the judges and projected the fact that he could lose this debate by saying, "Y'all on some bullshit if I lose this debate." But then he reminds them at the end, "I'm an Israelite. Get him out of here." Everything he did. Do you know how many logical fallacies Judah tried to pull in this debate? He tries to project. He tries to bully you over the internet. He tries to talk loud. He like I said. Remember when he asked me, Chris? I said, "Sure, I'll debate you on Ma'at versus Torah." Right? Then he stated, "Okay, is Atum the son?" I said, "Sir, that ain't got nothing to do with Ma'at."
Yo, I got mad videos of him doing that shit. I got mad videos of him doing the same shit you saying.
But see, what I did was I just says, "Doesn't your Bible say God is the son?" Well, your people ate doo-doo. Didn't Ezekiel eat doo-doo? Y'all don't have no laws. How can a 10,000-year empire not have any laws?
Yeah, not only ate it, but made bread out of it, yeah?
Yeah.
Yep.
Like, if you know what you're talking about, you don't have to argue.
Yeah.
Let's get it.
Oh,
bravo, Killah B. Bravo, Killah B. Great show.
It was rapping and it was fire. Now we're gonna get to the best part of the debate. We're going down to the judges. That's right. These guys been sitting back watching y'all for the last 2 hours and 56 minutes. Now it's time to decide who will be the face of the Lions Den. Will it be the champ? Will he still contain his belt? Or the new contender, the Kemetic priest? I'm gonna start with my first judge right here. Let me see who I need to go to. I'm gonna start with Mutawab Mugabe.
Wiping his forehead like a mug.
I'm just gonna let you know right now. He's more than the Kemetic guy. Go ahead, Mutawab.
Can you hear me, family?
Everybody mute your mic.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, let me get a question in.
Yeah, we can hear you low, but we can hear you. Everybody got to mute their mics.
You got to mute your mic. It's judge time now.
Oh, judge time. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
How's my audio?
Oh, man. Just yell a little bit.
How is my audio?
It's bad.
You good, bro. Go ahead. You good, bro. Go ahead.
Hey, get rid of that Boost mobile phone, bro. You're going to have to upgrade. But go ahead. We're going to let you slide. Mute your mic.
God, he's loud.
Hey, Mugabe.
The first thing I want to say.
Peace to Basil too.
Thank you to both of the brothers for bringing forth their ideologies. Thank you to both of the brothers for doing the best job that they could do. Thank you to the host for presenting this information for the people to dissect. Now, with that being said,
is that Michael?
This was a very clear-cut and easy decision for me. And my decision, hands down, without a doubt, goes to Brother Ma'at. And I'm going to go down the list. Brother Ma'at.
I'm going to go down the list.
To substantiate what he was saying. Brother Mayat never went into ad hominems. Brother Mayat never did any form of plagiarism. That's an epic fail on that alone.
You know the Judah been in his hair for like 7 years and that shit never even grown 3 inches.
Yep. I was just about to say that, man. You beat me to it.
That nigga here, he never grow.
Steady twisting that shit.
Yup. That nigga got a man wig and shit. A fucking man weave.
Answer points. Brother Judah Nas was reaching extremely hard to prove his point, like a drowning man that's trying to figure out how to get back to the surface. Brother Judah Nas tried to implement science into ancient Israelite teachings, and that in and of itself is extreme revisionism. I know a little bit better than that.
Wow.
So, the most compelling, not the most compelling thing, the brother Mayat asked the brother the question about rape, and the brother made a statement that made him a rape apologist. He said that if the woman does not cry out, it's okay. I don't know about you guys, but I've known women that have suffered from sexual assault, and sometimes the experience is so traumatic that they can't even scream out for help. They go into a shell. They become shells of the women that they were previously. So if these are the teachings that the Hebrew Israelite community adhered to, I don't think we should want any parts of it. Again, short, 10 seconds. Brother Mayat, excellent presentation. Excellent, not stooping to a shit slinging contest. Also, Brother Mayat, I'm giving you that nod because the timekeeper, yes, you, Jeremiah, you were extremely biased in your timekeeping. You don't realize it because you weren't paying attention to it. But you were giving your boy a little bit more time than you was giving Mayat.
Only gave the other dude 2.
That's correct. That's correct.
Congratulations, Brother Mayat. Excellent fucking work.
Hey, pause
man.
it right there real quick. Pause it before we go. Now, Judah just got irate because, bro, I know Mugabe, and Mugabe is a good dude. Judah just got irate because he told Jeremiah that you gave Judah more time, right? Why would Judah get irate on that? You shouldn't be irate. He gave you more time, dummy. You should be, but you're just trying to have a reason to say, oh, because that's why I judge. When I judged tonight over there at the source, I told why the person won. King Seth won the debate. I explained why. Carl Israel Doctrine went into ad hominems. I explained King Seth's command of the debate was just better. That's all I got to say. I don't have to throw no shots at the moderator. I don't have to do any of that. The problem with this type of league is the moderator is trying to be the star, and he's trying to push something on his platform. You see what I'm saying? He's trying to push an agenda on his platform. And tonight it failed. It failed because this brother down there at the bottom remained calm. He never argued, but he stayed on his premise, and he framed his argument perfectly tonight. And even in the Q&A, all he said was, you won't let me ask any questions. This is why you're yelling, because you don't want me to get the edge on you. Then he said, what is my eye? I don't have to tell you what it is. You should already know. You're debating this. It's that simple. When you're having an intellectual conversation and you're being scholastic, this is why I hate niggas like Judah Natzarah. because you ruin scholasticism. You ruin it. We can't have good debates because people think debating is you. People think that's what being scholastic is. And when you get young men or young teenagers that want to enter into this arena or the conscious community debates, they see you and they think that's what it's about. They think it's about going into Kemet and saying, "Ooh, look, a penis, a phallus." Not understanding when you see a phallus, you see it's representing creation because you need an erect phallus in order to create something. So it's just symbolic. This is the problem with him. He come with them same arguments. Then he makes claims. Kemets are Hindus. What problem do you have with the Hindus?
Yep.
What problem do you have with that? Listen, you're a pseudo. You're garbage. Your platform is garbage. It ain't been shit since me, B, Jash, and everybody left. The only people that watch your show is trolls and white boys. No disrespect to anybody white. But when I asked him about Negi's homosexuality live on air, he defended Negi.
Yep.
And the very next day, he did a show about African stink.
Yep. And you saw what I put up on the screen the other day when niggas, Negi calling motherfucking niggers. Calling motherfucking niggers right in the chat, right in the comment board. Showed that shit.
When I see Negi in real life, I'm gonna just jaw his ass. But anyway, let's get to this judgment, man. This was horrible, Judah. A poor performance. It's like when Saratobi and Naruto fought against Orochimaru, and everybody was looking at him. He's the most powerful ninja in the village. If anybody's seen it, you want to know what they were saying? This is a horrible performance by brother Hokage Saratobi. He is horrible. And then the guy said, no, he's not horrible. He's just too old. Judah, you're just too old. You can't compete anymore. Your arguments are old.
His arguments are on some 1993 Wu-Tang knowledge and shit.
Don't give him that much credit.
Oh, Wu-Tang shit. Oh, Steve Coakley ass shit.
Go ahead, man.
Excellent primary sources. Keep that jab out there, good brother. I got your back.
Right.
And on that note, I'm going to go on mute and let y'all finish.
All right. All right. First vote goes to Brother Armand Hotep Rock. Now, I'm going to address the timekeeping thing. You know, if I try to be fair, I gave the brother a couple extra minutes. Niggas, brothers fell off. Came late. They showed up. They showed back up. I'm doing my best. I will do better next time. I promise y'all. Okay? Now, we're going to go to Jason Sosa. Jason Sosa, go ahead and give us your assessment of this debate.
Shalom, family. How y'all doing? Thank you for letting me on. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate both y'all brothers bringing out your information and everything. I'm going to go with the brother Ma'at, just for him using primary sources. And this presentation was good. Even though I don't agree with everything he said, he did a great job presenting his information. You know what I'm saying? Judah Nazareth said a lot of things that I think if he would have sources to back it up, it would have been different. But, you know, that's the case. But he's got to present it. But I appreciate everything, you know what I'm saying? So shout out to both of y'all.
All right. Next judge, we got up here. Go ahead, Black Jesus, get it in.
All right, can y'all hear, brother?
Yep.
All right, to Mudawa and to Brother Hotep. I've got to make this quick. Let me say this real quick. Let me just go ahead and talk.
Just judge,
first of all, you brothers are familiar with the Bible and the scriptures. Mudawa went off talking about the same cliched ignorance about the Bible supporting rape. That's ignorance, Brother Mudawa. You don't know the Bible, Brother Mudawa.
We're going to set that debate up later. We'll set that debate up later.
I know, but I'm talking, bro. This is all part of my decision process. Trust me.
I hate when that nigga do that shit, man. Do what the fuck you there for? Like, man, nobody want to hear that dumbass shit you talking. The black-eyed minister and shit. Motherfucking goddamn dope fiend minister. He got a big black circle around his eyes. Yeah, I said it. I don't know.
Oh, dope fiend head ass
He
nigga.
did all of that about the Bible, a supporting rape, and I'm straightening it out. Okay? Now, Mudawa and anybody else who's Kemetic, and you niggas are ignorant of the Bible. Y'all some ignorant brothers, okay? Now,
the judges.
The quick answer to what the Bible was talking about, when it was given two different scenarios. And Mudawa, there's sometimes when a woman is too traumatized and she can't speak out. That's not what the Bible is saying, bro. You probably have never read that scripture, and you don't have no understanding. But I'm giving you that understanding right now, and everybody else.
That's not about.
When it says that the woman cries out, that means whether she was hurt or not. That means that she was raped. It was unwanted, and that man must be put to death. That's what the Bible says, Mudawa. Now, when it says that if the woman did not cry out, that's implying, sir, that it was consensual. It was consensual, meaning that there was no rape. And therefore, if the man took her virginity and it was both of them was consensual, then you must honor that woman and honor her family and marry her. Okay? Now, I had to squash that goddamn ignorance, but I have heard that from all of you ignorant brothers and sisters.
Negro, all race.
Sir, Mudawa, be quiet, bro. Mute your mic, bro.
Can we get the mic, Judge? We'll have a judge's discussion later on.
Yeah, I'm the only one talking right now, bro. Now, during the initial round,
ain't making sense, though.
Bro, please stop, bro.
You weren't listening.
Pause it. You see why I never go over there and try and have a debate? You see the monkey shit going on right now. They go look at what happened at the source today, how we just ended it with a judgment. That's it. The only one was crying was the loser. That's it. Listen to these guys. No preparedness, as Marcus Garvey spoke about. No control. Ad hominems all over the place. And you know who the most quiet brother on the panel is? The Egyptian brother. The one that believe in Egypt.
Absolutely.
All you got to do is come on here and weigh your vote. Why are you arguing with another judge? If this brother did lose this debate, you know what he'll walk away saying? Them guys over there are stupid. But Judah just be walking away if he had won this debate. I won. But you can't walk away with your scholarship. You couldn't walk away from this saying my scholarship is supreme. I debated yesterday, Pastor Bennett, and guess what I said? Okay, Chris, I see what I got to work on now. Make sure I always check for my primaries. Make sure I keep my primaries. Somebody will find one weakness and try and frame your debate on that. Go ahead, bro.
You gotta mute your mic. Let him finish. I want you. Let him finish. Let him finish. Set it up, JJ.
We'll set it up, but you gotta be. Come on, let's
yeah, let him get it
done. George, stop. No, don't George me right now. Shut your ass up.
Go ahead and finish your point.
Done, nigga. Now let me finish talking. Now, to both of the debaters, during the rounds, both of you brothers did a poor job into bringing a distinction between the principles of Ma'at and the principles of the Torah as to which one was better for the black community. Both of you guys did a poor job. I mentioned that in the early on. I said that it was a tie during the first round, and that you guys need to come heavy to make a distinction between the two. Now, that distinction did not occur until the questioning round. You guys, the distinction came about during the questioning round. And let me say this, brother. You lost this debate, dear brother, when you said that you don't recognize Kemet or practice Kemet. Bro, I don't know how these...
He said
That's not what he meant.
Yeah, Kemet is a country.
That's what he was speaking
talk.
about.
Yeah. Y'all trying to understand nigga talk. Oh, he's
being scholastic. He said, I don't follow Kemet, sir.
Yep.
These other judges voted for you, bro. When you said that you don't practice Kemet, Ma'at is the foundation of Kemet, bro. You cannot separate Ma'at from Kemet. And if anybody gave you this win and this vote, and you sit up here and said that you don't practice Kemet, bro,
look how skinny that motherfucker is.
Now, but wait a minute. Fuck Judah. Fuck Judah. I ain't thinking about that. Do you see how he changed his words? He said, you said you don't practice Kemet. No, he never said that. He said, I don't follow. And instead of Black Jesus Minister just asking him, what did you mean by that when you said that? Can you clear that up? Because if he said it the first time, he'll clear it up and say it the second time. But you're trying to frame his entire debate around that now. This is what you call grandstanding. This is a prime example when a judge is trying to say, hey, y'all, look at me and hear me.
Yep.
That's the problem with these type of leagues. It's all ego. That's all ego right there. But Judah already lost the debate, and this dude enabled Judah to make that video.
Yep.
Because if you would have been listening to the debate properly, he didn't answer any of Judah's questions that were not, how can I sit up there and say, he didn't answer any of Judah's questions that weren't that when he didn't use proper diction. Anything that Judah didn't use proper English, he didn't answer. Can you tell me what Ma'at is? No, I don't have to. Do you follow Kemet, sir? I don't follow Kemet, sir.
Yep.
How you gonna follow a country? But see, Judah was talking, all he had to do was say, oh, I get what he's saying. He's not playing the shenanigans. He's not dealing with colloquial language. Ebonics and shit. Ghetto scholarship.
Right. Absolutely.
Brother, you cannot separate Ma'at from Kemet. That's crazy as hell. But let me say this even further. Now, how I give the vote over to Judah Nazareth, including that, is that Judah Nazareth started bringing up the point about when he asked those three questions. Does Kemet does Kemet have a law against homosexuality, bestiality, and having sex with dead bodies? Okay, and the brother said, okay, not having sex with boys who think that they're girls. That was one, but I didn't hear nothing about Kemet that says no, not having sex with animals. Now, first of all, I almost gave my vote to brother Hotel. I almost gave it to you, bro, instead of Judah Nazareth. Why? Because it was Kemet and it was Egypt and the Kemetic people who civilized those goat herders, the Israelites, and who were a heathenistic, uncircumcised people. Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, and spin off with Abraham in the beginning.
And what the Egyptians did practice circumcision. Like, what the fuck is he talking about? This is the same dude that's speaking right now. This is the same dude that tried to say that they found Noah's Ark in Turkey and shit.
You talking about when I had that debate with him and shit?
Yeah, the video I did. Remember I showed all the fucking shit? I know you debated him on it, but I made a video on that shit. Straight embarrassed his ass. How the dude wasn't an archaeologist. The nigga was like some other shit. Like he was nowhere near an archaeologist. Like that nigga had a regular job. And somebody gave him like a metal detector. and some other little instrument and shit. And he tried to say that was Noah's Ark there. There was no proof of it. None of this shit's been documented. And The dude said that it was recognized by UNESCO and that it was recognized by Turkey, and they was gonna make it. UNESCO was gonna make it a national, and Turkey gonna make it a national biblical site, and it was gonna be protected and all this shit. And I got the original sources that said all of that shit is a lie. UNESCO said we ain't never heard of this nigga. We ain't never got no letters, no nothing from this nigga. He said the same motherfucking shit. Black Jesus minister, black eye minister, is shit is a motherfucking cult leader that begs motherfuckers for fucking donations like fucking 50 times a day to pay for his habits.
Heathenistic people who were uncivilized, and God civilized them when he sent them to Egypt and sent them to live and to become citizens of Kemet. And so you almost lost this debate with me, Judah Nazareth, because I'm not going to sit up here and let you endorse goddamn stupid ass lies talking about how that Kemet didn't have no university, that they were uncivilized, they didn't know how to clean themselves. All that bull crap, brother. You got to stop all that goddamn madness, Judah Nazareth. The Kemetics and the Egyptians are the ones who civilized the Israelites. So
that's a biased judgment right there. You're admitting it, dummy.
He just said that the Israelites civilized the Egyptians. He just said that like fucking 2 minutes ago. He just said that, and now he's saying the other way around. This nigga crazy as shit. Take another blast, nigga. Take another blast. Put the shades back on so nobody can see what you're doing.
Who taught Abraham?
They partying at his house. Him and black ass minister partying together and shit. Got a big ass plate on the table and shit. Crazy. So watch those bills and shit. Might have that COVID on there, putting that shit up your nose.
Circumcision. Who was circumcised at 99 years old.
So long.
Smartest thing you said all night. Smartest.
Hold on. All right. I'm almost done. Like Jesus, I'm almost done. All right, go ahead. And so, therefore,
you don't even have control of his lead.
Heathenistic, idol worshiping, uncircumcised, nasty ass, heathen people. Oh, let's go see what you got. You can hear me, Judah? Yes, sir. You can hear me? Yes, sir. We got you. We hear you. All right. Now, I gotta say this, brother. Almond did put up he put in a good debate because he did come up with a lot that he was citing. But then there's another part of it that he wasn't attaching that I thought was very important. He didn't actually go over the individual laws of Mayat, you know what I mean? And that's where I feel like Judah Nazareth edged them out when it comes to whether or not it's good for our people, because he actually brought forth laws that they actually are inside the Torah. You didn't bring out any of the actual, like, oh, this is why we got to do that. And
I don't know the brother and shit, but he sound like a black nigga.
No, that's that little retarded nigga and shit.
Yo, let me guess. Is that dude that used to be with
and Lee and all of them? Yeah.
Yeah, the nigga with the that go to dialysis and shit.
Yeah, that's him. Yeah.
I thought that was him and shit. He's a fucking asshole. Like, oh, you can't say nothing to me and shit. That nigga talk bad shit, and when you get on his ass and shit, that nigga start bringing up dialysis. That shit crazy. Niggas. Cape Verde. Let's go.
And then you said that they had these different scrolls for different things, but you never came back to how that links to Mayat. You know what I'm saying? You brought a lot of information about what Black Jesus said. You brought a lot of information forward about how Egypt was the first to do a lot of things for civilization, but you didn't link that to how Mayat is responsible for that. And I feel like that's why Judah
lying links lying with the Torah and plagiarism with the Torah.
Yep. And by the way, I ain't making fun of the man's ailments and shit like that. He just an asshole though. He an asshole. He do real right. He be using that shit for excuse.
Natzarah showed how in the psychology of what he was saying, it was good for our people to bring them past all that materialism.
Right, and Josh, it's like this nigga got the Muppet Show and shit for a judge. Motherfuckers got the Muppets and shit.
All that different imagery, which we already know the second commandment says we're not supposed to have engraven images or idols. And you even asked him a specific thing, why, when it came to the music, why we didn't have statues of people playing music, or we didn't have pictures. And if you read the second commandment, that's plain and simple right there for anybody who knows.
Y'all had an ark with angels on it, right?
It doesn't even have to be studied as your religion. If you just know the Torah, then you know that it says that they're not supposed to have engraven images. So,
but they had engraven images up in the temple, though. But let's go.
And that's and it goes back to, again, I'm not saying that Judah Natzarah even showed anything that that even countered what Brother Amen said. All Brother Amen got to do better next time is include how Mayat links to what he was saying, and then I feel like he would have had a better chance at winning it. Just like Judah Natzarah still had a better way that he could have linked the Torah and some scriptures to actual modern day laws and historical laws that are still in effect today that didn't come into effect until the Torah and things of that nature.
Whoa. It's 2-2. This is what I'm talking about. See, SUBK, this is how you do a debate. Ain't nobody hold nobody hand. The moderator, aka Jeremiah Judah 7000, is not trying to sway the judges. You can learn a lot. See, from what y'all did last night, I learned a lot from a dummy. You see what I'm saying? I learned this is not what you're supposed to do. I never did it anyway. But now we are down to the wire. We are down to the wire. Our last judge is an atheist. He don't even believe in the Bible. So he don't even believe in Kemet.
Well, hold on. We don't say.
Right here.
Hold on. You're going deep on me. I didn't say I learned from everything. I'm not saying I don't believe I believe in truth. Let's put it there, okay? I don't believe in God. So that's what I'm saying. I know, but I gotta make sure you don't throw me somewhere I'm not.
You told me when I picked you, you said you don't believe in God. You're atheist.
Right, I don't believe in God. Right, but
okay, all right.
I don't believe in truth.
Stop, man. Come on, brother.
Joe, why'd you keep twirling his hair like a fucking bitch? Wait, I forgot. He is a bitch.
All right, let's make sure we say it in the right way. An atheist is. I just want to make sure we say it the right way. Yeah, there you go. All right, brother, I appreciate it. I listened to both the brothers first.
Go ahead, brother.
Thank you, sir. First, I'd like to say to both the brothers that I appreciate your presentations and the work that you put into your presentations. I'm one that deals with dates. I'm one that deals with truth. I'm one, when I first started listening to the brother that started with the Mayat, the first thing he did, he started bringing out dates and showing where the book was being plagiarized. And while looking at it, I pulled something up and it says, an ancient Egyptian was a way of life, was guided by the list of laws known as the 42 laws of Mayat. By the historians believe that these laws exceed at least 2,000 years before the 10 Commandments were given to Moses, which tells me that the commandments are a copy or plagiarism, basically, of what the Mayat brought. All right. So then I started and I listened to the presentation. So when the brother was saying, Brother Judah was saying that, they didn't believe in science, they didn't believe in mathematics. And then the brother brought the illustrations. Not only that, you have to go and then you're going to say, okay, well, what about the 8 wonders of the world that these people put up? That stuff to this day cannot be figured out. So I don't understand how you could say they didn't have these things. My last point, I don't want to get long-winded. My last point, the brother asked him the question about if a girl's raped. I heard what Black Jesus said, but the point of the matter is, if a woman does not cry out rape and she's raped, it doesn't matter if she cries it out or not. You're not supposed to do that, and she should not take a man that has raped her. And as for what they say, that man should be, either jailed or, something castrated, is what I would think personally, so that he could not commit that same sin again in that manner. So my vote will go to Brother Mayat.
Oh, whoa, all right. Man, I want you to know, man, I congratulate you, Brother Mayat. He is a new Lions Den champion. Judah Nazareth has a rematch clause. All right? In 2 weeks, you two will have a rematch clause. Jason Sosa. Wait a minute. Jason Sosa. Can I speak? God, who was there interrupting?
He said they're going to have a rematch. He trying to help Judah any way he can.
You don't want no more than smoke.
He's a Hebrew.
Stop sympathizing. Congratulations, champ. Congratulations, champ.
Yeah. 2-1, son. Good job. Good job. All praises. All praises to a moon. All praises to a moon.
All right.
I'm coming for you.
Hold on, bro. All right, hold on. I'm hungry. Now listen, the brother has a rematch.
All that.
Congratulations, champ is here. Champ is here.
I'm gonna use my mute button for you because you want Black Jesus ministry. Hold up. I'm gonna mute him.
Congratulations.
You want Black Jesus ministry? Unfinished business. I can already tell that. So we're gonna set something up with that in a minute. But Judah Nazareth, I want you to go ahead and go ahead and speak to the people. Let them know that you will be back, and this is a rematch. Okay.
Go ahead. Yeah. To the people who clearly saw the rigging, we had a dude accused me of plagiarizing. Shut up, son. You saw the lies. There was no plagiarizing. These are people who are. Yeah, who's talking?
That nigga mad.
It's rigged. That's why he's talking. Look, it's rigged. Some people give one chip.
Can you have some respect and let the brother speak? God damn.
It's rigged. No, JJ, I don't need a rematch. It's rigged. Let them have it. No. We're going to have the party judges who the debate, the topic of the debate is.
Loser first. Let the loser go second.
All right. I don't need a rematch. If we're going to have rigged debates and niggas not listening to the topic.
That nigga don't want no more. Y'all heard that shit? He said, yo, ain't going to be no more. So Judah is going to make the video and say, it's rigged over there. I better not catch none of you fucking niggas from Torah Nights over there at the motherfucking the Lions Den, or I'm putting you out of the tooth. What was it, Shaka? Herbal News? These niggas, man. Fucking names. What did he say? Hold on. I missed some shit. Yeah, thanks to you for that. Let's have a moment of silence for Judah Nazareth, the God King, etc. The God King, etc. Oh, shit. That nigga pushing up daisies. All right, we got us up here. Rematch. Yeah, he get no congratulations, no nothing. Bad. Nigga hurt. Nigga pussy hurt right now. The Peter Pan's want a book. Dude, that's not a good look, dude. The Peter Pan's want a book. That's not a good look, dude. Yeah, I don't really get it. I don't know. You gotta explain yourself a little bit. One-sided league. What a waste of time dealing with Judah Nazareth. Oh shit. Yes, the moment of silence. Yup.
Anytime he talk, I'm gonna be all like, nigga, why would I want to debate you? You can't even win. You lost your last 2 debates.
Yo, Q.
That's why I'm thinking about not doing this shit no more. Shit, this shit ain't getting no results.
Judah Nazareth is hurt. Listen to this nigga.
Then I'm not debating. Just ain't crying.
Stay down, bro. Stay down. And let us go. Let him get it out, please.
The topic of the debate, which is better for our people? You didn't explain how Ma'at is beneficial for the people.
Exactly.
There are no laws that says you can't be a homosexual. There are no laws that says you can't have sex with a dead corpse. There are no laws for this. There's no laws for that. There's no this, there's no that. I didn't say there was no science, mathematics. I said the common people were illiterate. That's a fact.
Lying. He clearly said that.
Really going to Ma'at. That's not my job to go into Ma'at or go into the whole Tepatah. That's his job. My job is to go into this. Another dude said I plagiarized. Do you know what plagiarize means? We can't be having judges who don't know what meanings of terms mean. That means he's not educated enough to be a judge. He said that I plagiarized. That would mean I wrote something.
Nobody said you plagiarized.
We don't talk to losers first, bro.
Thanks, JJ. These niggas just rigged.
He did plagiarize. He showed that I plagiarized.
And that's what I'm trying to say.
Like, I knew some sneaky weird shit was gonna happen. Thanks, JJ. Congratulations. The debate topic was what's better for our people. I get congratulations.
Look, the Hebrew Israelite voted against you. Do you understand that?
Brother, what are we debating here? He didn't even mention nothing about the topic of the debate.
Hold on. For two judges, this whole debate came down to did the Bible section set? Rate. That goddamn. That's what the whole debate was all about.
No, brother Black Jesus. That's not the whole thing. That's not the whole thing. Just like, hold on, Black Jesus. Let me tell you what you said, Black Jesus. You said you would have gave it to the brother Mayat, but he said he didn't go the Egyptian way. So in your words, the whole thing came down to him, not saying that he followed it in the Egyptian way. So don't try to say that.
I said two reasons, brother. I said he only follows the principles of Ma'at, but he doesn't follow Kemet. That's a contradiction. The principles of that.
Well, it was Egyptian, he said, actually.
No, he said Kemet, bro. Same goddamn thing. Don't matter, bro.
All right, whatever, however you want to put it. Either way, listen, either way, bro, we all judges. Your pick is your pick, my pick is my pick, and everybody else's.
He won. The Israelite brother voted him out. Just because this one Israelite brother wants to be the ignorant one, Judah said he would not put the man to death. That's saying he condones rape. Period. Right. That's over. I wouldn't even let Judah come on these panels no more. If I was a host, I wouldn't even let this man on the panel, because if we're on a group and our sister gets raped, Judah's fine with not putting the demon to death. Judah's fine with that? No, I'm killing Judah.
Listen, listen, exactly. That's why I'm
get up here and talk about that. But I'm not. Some niggas gonna come down to rape. Y'all some dumb niggas.
Relax, bro. Relax.
Thing that I follow commit. Somebody could pull up something that I follow. No.
He said that Judah Nazareth did not bring enough sources. You did? So Judah Nazareth, do not go around talking about the Lions and his rig. I even offered you in 2 weeks, you can get a damn rematch. If you don't want it, the Jaquan is our number one contender, and he will be going against
right, nigga, hairline. You said it right.
Oh, come on, man, stop.
Yeah, so go ahead, champ. Get it in.
Stupid.
The new champion of the Lions. Go ahead, Op.
Okay. That was entertaining. Thank you to everybody, those who voted for me, those who voted against me, as well as everybody left with some more information than when we came with. And I want to thank the Lions Den for having me. It's my first debate here. And I want to thank Judah Natzarah for challenging me. I can't accept the challenge because he's the one that challenged me on my first meeting with him. I want to thank him for giving me that opportunity to come on and discuss these topics. A lot of people, I've invited over 600 people to this. There's a lot of new people watching, and they want to learn from both sides and make a judgment. So thank you guys for having me. And as far as the commits, following commits or not following commits, everybody has to understand that I speak very specifically. And in my teachings, commit as a country. Within that country, there are people that fall off the path, people that represent the path, people that make mistakes. It's a country, like China is a country, like Israel. So if somebody was to ask the question, do you follow Israel, which say the country Israel, there's people in Israel committing all kind of crimes. There's people in Israel that follow the Torah. There's people in Israel that follow it 100%. There's people that make mistakes. There's all kinds of chaos going on in Israel. Committed the country. What you follow is the Torah. You don't follow Israel, the country, because even in the Bible or in the Torah, there was Israelites doing all kinds of things. So you don't follow man. You don't follow Israel. There was Israelites worshiping the golden calf. There was Israelites worshiping Moloch and Baal. There was all kinds of mistakes being made. But the way of life, the instructions of the law is called the Torah. So if I was an Israelite, somebody said, do you follow Israel, the country? No, I follow Torah. Do I follow Kemet, the country? No, I follow Ma'at. And hopefully everybody in Kemet should follow Ma'at. But did everybody in Kemet follow Ma'at? No. There's all kind of people. That's why they have laws. They have laws and statutes set up for the people that make the mistake or purposely fall off, because not everybody in every organization, country, or group is going to follow. So they have to have instructions. Not everybody in Kemet was 100% pure, or else there'd be no need for the laws of Ma'at to go reread. You follow the path and you're instructed by the scribes and the priests. So absolutely not, to make clarity, I do not follow Kemet, the country, because in saying that I follow Kemet, somebody could pull up something that a Kemetian did and said, hey, look at this person's raping a dog. Well, then they're not following Ma'at. This person raped a dead person, then they're not following Ma'at. What I follow, what's written in the laws of Ma'at, not the country. I don't follow any country. Okay, just for clarity. Thank you guys for having me. So honored, I like it. Well,
all right, then you know sweet nigga. In 2 weeks, if this nigga don't show up, I'm coming for your ass, nigga. I'm just telling you now.
All right. So
who's that?
Show your face, be quiet, so we can see you.
Champ, I got a quick question for you, Champ. Quick.
Hold on, Mudawai. Hold up. I want number one contender.
Let me ask.
Oh, that's Mudawai?
That's not Mudawai.
No,
the one in the orange is Mudawai. Hold on, Mudawai. Let them do.
All right, enough of that fucking. Right? So y'all see it. Judah Nazareth got his ass whooped and shit. Now I will read something to y'all real quick. I want to show you some of the things that these cult leaders do to fool your motherfucking ass, right? And y'all gonna see Judah Nazareth in this. Plain and simple. Plain and simple, right? Yeah, thank you, Josh. Yup, we damn sure get it in this shit. Yup, Sister P, Nicole and shit, we hold it down. Willie Grits and shit was 1-800-suicide fucking hotline and shit. Y'all call that suicide hotline and tell Willie Grits why you're mad. Tell him your problems and tell him why you're mad and shit. So you don't go out and buy that Van Halen CD and shit. Jump. All right, check this out. This is something I just came. I was searching Tony Bardillo, the other dude that Judah Nazareth stole from this shit, right? Just want y'all to hear this. So, some interesting stuff. I'm gonna do some research in here. Some of this shit too. When it came to the Worldwide Church of God, then Radio Church of God, which was quote in 1968, one of the booklets which had caught my attention was the proof of the Bible. Many worldwiders were remembering this convincing little publication produced by Herbert Armstrong. For decades, it performed a valuable function of pointing out some of the biblical prophecies which have come to pass and which could never have been thought up and performed by human beings. What certain Old Testament prophecies predicted and which centuries later came to pass with stunning accuracy were proof that the Bible was not the product of the mind of men, right? But what worldwiders, which is a church, were not told was that the contents of this booklet were stolen by Mr. Armstrong. Now, no, wait, hold on. I don't know how I just missed that. But Judah's last name is Armstrong. So isn't the Armstrong family a bunch of plagiarists and thieves and shit? Booty bandits and motherfucking this low-light motherfuckers? I don't know. Let's go. For another publication produced by the Seventh-day Adventist Church, their vision was entitled David Dare by Earl Albert Rowell and contained words and phraseology which was almost identical in many places to the one Herbert Armstrong, ostensibly, whatever that word means, wrote. Armstrong adapted Rowell's writing and put his name on it. He didn't give Rowell or the SDAs any credit. Besides being dishonest, it was deceitful of Mr. Armstrong to then claim that God, listen. Y'all remember Judah Nazareth saying this shit. Besides being honest, it was deceitful for Mr. Armstrong to then claim that God had revealed these things to him, a claim which was often repeated in the WCG, the Worldwide Church of God, to support the HWA's alleged apostleship. He maintained that he was God's apostle on earth. Have we heard Judah Nazareth say that? Yes, we have. That he was the only one to whom God was revealing such things. Have we heard Judah Nazareth say that? Yes, we have. So he was God's mouthpiece to his people. Have we heard Judah Nazareth say that? Yes, we have. Many believe him. I did too at the time, like I have. Did we believe Judah? Well, I ain't believing about that God fucking shit. Nah, I ain't never believed that bullshit. Oh, no, keep that shit 100. But some people did. Like some people think Quinal Lawan and shit is the goddamn Messiah. I was only 18, naive, and inexperienced. I had no way of checking out his claims. Only much later was I able to come across others who were being used by God. And when I compared notes, I realized that what Armstrong was putting across was a con. He was cleverly getting a claim for himself by what he was saying. Much later, the WCG withdrew this booklet. Now check this out. They said that it contained inaccuracies, but they did not tell members what those errors were. Perhaps there was an ulterior reason too. Why was it killed? Now listen, let me tell y'all something real quick. The Hebrew Israelites back in the day, right? Now y'all don't know this. Y'all be think y'all know some shit about this shit, but y'all don't know because y'all wasn't in it like I was, right? They had a red Bible. If you go talk to any old school Northeast Hebrew Israelite, mention the red Bible. I know Sean's DJ Sean Ski and shit. He knows exactly what I'm talking about. The red Bible. It was a little compact Bible that they would give you, right? And that you would read, that you would want, because they're reading out of that book, right? So you would want the same thing, right? And it was published by the Watchtower. Any of y'all don't know who the Watchtower is, that's the Jehovah Witnesses book. It was a King James 1611. I wish I still had mine. I gave mine to somebody and shit because I wanted them to be in the truth. They had all my notes and shit. I gotta find out if this nigga still got my shit. I want it back so I can share it with you guys. All my notes and all that shit, right? All the breakdowns saying how God so loved the world, showing you how the word world didn't mean what we thought it meant and shit in the New Testament and all that shit, right? But now, they don't use that book. And the Jehovah's Witnesses don't use that motherfucker either. And they said for the same reasons, something happens. It may have been Tony Badillo, who was another man Judah Natzarah plagiarized from, who was first revealed in The Rising Star, the real truth about who wrote the proof of the Bible, like me. Tony was a one-time member of the Radio Church of God. He left many years ago after he learned the truth about HWA's trickery. This information was reproduced later by a group of ex-WCG folk in England in a small paper called Reunion News. I reproduced what these sources revealed on this subject in a paper which available from the address. Right. Proof of the Bible was not the only publication WHA created by plagiarizing the work of others. It has been shown that the booklet has time been lost, which HWA produced for his church, was identical in many reasons to one which the Church of God, Seventh Day, produced, and even had the same title. Tony Badillo asked, page after page after page, the two booklets read almost exactly alike. The question is, who copied whom? The answer is revealed in a letter from attorney William Raynard, Denver, Colorado, date 25th October 1965, to Robert Coulter, the General Conference of the Church of God, the Seventh Day, a Sabbatarian group Herbert Armstrong was once affiliated with before he was dismissed in about 1931. Right? Basically, it goes on, shit, talk about all the laws and stuff. So I'll put this link in here. I know some of you guys have been with me all night, getting tired and shit. So I'll put that up in there. So you guys can check out this article too. Show you another thing. This is another place right here, right? Look at Judah's temple. Look at Judah's temple. Look, temple man. Look at the temple man, y'all. Judah's temple. Look. Look. You think I be bullshitting with y'all? All Tony Badillo's work. All Tony Badillo's work. Look. Wait, hold on. Where's the real temple man? That Judah straight up stole. Look at Judah's temple man. That's the temple man Judah used, y'all. I think I'm bullshit. There you go. I give you all the evidence, yo. What is it? Temple Secrets. That shit called. Fuck Judah Natzarah ass up tonight. Hold on. Temple Secret. Here we go. Temple Secret. This is the site where Judah stole his temple man breakdowns and all that bullshit, right? Along with Kabbalah stuff. I'm gonna get some Kabbalah stuff in here. Break some more of that shit down. Right? I'm gonna put the link in here. Yeah, shout out to Jessica. Nicole, Jessica, Willie Grits, and of course you, Sister B. Don't forget to put your name on there. Damn, there we go. All right, Temple Secrets. There you go in the chat. So y'all get this information. Continue to whip on Judah Natzarah monkey ass. Right? Look at that little temple man. Look at Judah Temple Man. It's a temple man. It's a temple man. Right? It's just ridiculous. All right, so it's about. Yep. Shout out to all the people that was viewing today. He even had Basil come up in this motherfucker tonight and shit. He ain't talk no shit either. Using that motherfucker be trying to hold his own fucking show in my chat and shit. Yup, have a great night too. Cool. Yeah, man. So, shit. I don't know what else to say. There really ain't shit else to say. Judah got his ass whipped. His shit got exposed. The shit that nigga pulled up his bitch ass skirt. Shit, hey. Tore nice, nigga. Science, mathematics, geometry. Science, mathematics, and geometry, y'all. So, Killah B, goddamn Witchfinder General, does it for y'all again, right? Does it for y'all again. Again, when y'all gonna learn, leave these motherfucking coke motherfuckers alone. They ain't nobody gonna pop out the sky to save you. Or none of that shit. Goddamn temple man and shit, right?
My habit is controlled by my will. True, my will initially formed by my addiction, but now I'm strong enough to dictate the conditions of fulfilling my needs. Then abstract. Whatever good is in you, I will use for my sustenance and for you. You don't feel as though you haven't eaten in weeks.
Damn. It's fucked up, man. You know, cats always like, I don't know why. Most high is they friend. All praise to Yahweh. Still crushing egos. Switch close to free throw. Strictly like needles. Cold and dark. Medieval. Rip your knees trying to catch me. Blow chicks off the branch while they Nestle. Khabib when it comes to wrestling. Brainiac on tracks while y'all search for facts. Never lax, y'all give it. You malfunction like Titanic rivet. Yeah, I hit it. Turn your biscuit back to biscuit. Tired of caring for nitwits. Chisel up and crisp it. Leave earth in ditches. Call this relieving tension. Rinsing the words and flush turds. Crack your teeth like nerds. All y'all is murdered. Sword swerves into abdomens. Round you up like cattle pins. I thought it was about lyrics, not entertaining the self. Niggas sell their soul for 3 degrees. Still got their motherfucking head. Still got their.
Oh yeah, Miss I. You still got old sensei's number. Holla at me. Maybe get you over here and get you some new breasts. Get you some breast implants. You come over here, I have my way with you a little bit. And send you on back to Judah with a couple of dollars in your pocket.
Motherfucking hands up when they breathe. Speak for the king, they want your belief. Instead of wisdom, you get grief. Niggas sell they soul to 3 degrees. Still got their motherfucking hands up when they freeze. Speak for the king, they want your belief. Instead of wisdom, you get grief. Destroyed my own, that's how I felt. Praising ain't about lip service. Damn shame. One critique make a.
Yo, I really be feeling like niggas really don't be listening to Josh, like what he really be saying. Like, I be listening to this shit. I be hearing new shit all the time. Like, this shit's crazy. Yo, shout out to Josh. Make sure y'all go hit him up on his Josh 1 on SoundCloud. Make sure y'all go check that shit out. Getting fire tracks and shit. Shot.
Critique make them nervous. Niggas is dried up like riverbeds. Deliver bird shit.
Moderating tonight. Held it down and shit. Held it down like a chick. Cole Jessica, Willie Grits, all y'all asses and shit. Good to see Basil up in this motherfucker again and shit. Don't start acting up, nigga. Don't fuck up when you get this getting started.
Disrupt the fed, cause I'm fed up with them. What they gonna do? Remove me from pictures? Wisdom grows richer. Earthquake off the Richter. Dark penetrate the liver. Here's a lion. Initiate your dinner. Forgive the sinners. That's a.
Yo, we gotta get you up in here, y'all. I want to hear you Josh, and Malachi. You haven't met Malachi yet. I want to get y'all up in here. Y'all do a little like talk, all this stuff. So, CFD. All right. Who else was up in this motherfucker?
That's a real breadwinner. Children, team members. Blacks must become better swimmers. Mediterranean, yeah, it remembers. How can waters forget? Still catch fish in the net. In the way I get. The text partner never recognized me as a gardener. But with their life, they want to barter. Niggas like to curse in front of the screen with their hands up, talking about y'all sing. The y'all mean, smack down all you scream. Acting like you don't, but words sting. Niggas like to curse in front of the screen with their hands up, talking about y'all sing. The y'all mean, smack down all you scream. Acting like you don't, but words sting. Niggas forget the Torah's inside. Within, they act like dead lambskin, mannequin ass bystanders doing nothing while we accept the pressure of the struggling. Meaning, y'all will do no good. Walk through the hood, cats get me down. Put the world on my back and stand on your lap. Cause you came off crack, that's just Jesus too. Praise Yah, many have broke loose, yet many waste away. Still in the church to pay, or in a bootleg camp gay. Don't know what God you pray, y'all got a serpent on the pole. That's why David fell in a hole. Even the ground was small. Josh, wipe away belief, now you know. Day after day, it's as if we go nowhere. Strategically inject repair through sound and word care. Niggas sell they soul for 3 degrees. Still got their motherfucking hands up when they freeze. Speak for the king, they won't show belief. Instead of wisdom, you get grief. Niggas like to curse in front of the screen with their hands up, talking about y'all sing. The y'all mean, smack down all you scream. Acting like you don't, but words sting.
You can't kill what's dead.
But
Eternity's a long time.
Killah be the goddamn Witchfinder General, motherfuckers, and I'm out. Peace, y'all. Thanks for stopping by, holding it down for me.